So hey students, welcome to Vedantu NEET English. This is Basavaraj. I'm your biology master teacher. So students, I hope you're able to hear me. Students, if you're able to hear me and see me, if you're able to hear my voice, and if you're able to see the presentation behind me, thumbs up in the chat and welcome to the amazing class today in today's class. In today's class, we will be doing the new plant families. That's right, the new plant families of the new syllabus in this year for the NEET 2024. Let's see students, if you're able to see me. Hello! Students, if you're able to see me and hear me, thumbs up in the chat and we will start today's amazing class, that is the new plant families from the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plants. Hello Crazy, welcome to the class. Hello Hina, hello Sahil, hello Divya, hello everyone. So while we wait, let's wait a couple of minutes for everyone to join so no one misses out on today's class. While we wait, let me ask you a simple question. Right? Let me ask you a simple question, everyone. How many of you love chocolates? Honestly tell me, how many of you love chocolates? So if you're like me, if you're anything like me, I love chocolates. So let's see in the chat, how many of you love chocolates? Let's see in the chat. Hello, welcome to the class. Good evening each and every one of you. So let me know in the chat, how many of you love chocolates? And let me know also which is your favorite chocolate. I'll tell you what is the importance of this. So how many of you know? And how many of you know how do we obtain the chocolate? Actually, the chocolate is obtained from a plant called as coca plant. The coca plant scientific name, a botanical name is Theobroma coca. But can anyone in the chat tell me what is the scientific name of Theobroma coca? Which family it belongs to? Anyone in the chat? Anyone in the chat who can tell me which family does the chocolate plant belong to? Anyone? I asked this question long back in my first time when I was teaching this particular class. Which family does the chocolate plant belong to? Anyone? Hershey's, Nestle, yes. Which plant? Anyone? Who can tell me the name of the family which chocolate belongs to? It is actually none other than the family which is in your syllabus right now, that is Malvaceae. That's right, the same plant family which has cotton, the cotton shirts, the cotton saris, you see, right? Cotton saris. Every single one of them belong to Malvaceae. Do you know what is okra? The lady's finger. That lady's finger belongs to Malvaceae. So students, in today's class, we will be covering Malvaceae, Poaceae, Asteraceae and Cruciferae, that is your Brassicaceae, and we will be starting today's amazing class with Fabaceae, which is none other than Leguminosae. All these families, each and every single point, right? Each and every single point I'll teach you today is extremely important for your NEET 2024. The information which I have today is so curated. Right? Information which I have today is so detailed. This is the only information which you will need for your NEET 2024. Can we start? Can we start the class? Everyone in the chat, can we start the class? Hello Gojo Sataru, welcome to the class. Can we start the class? So before I start the class, I want fire emoji, heart emoji in the chat, and we will start today's amazing class, that is the plant families, the new syllabus, and we'll be starting with our favorite Fabaceae, which is also called as Leguminosae. Right? Can we start the class? Yes, amazing. So before I start the class, I want every one of you to mark your attendance by liking this video. If you like the video, and I will start today's class. Like I always say, like the video, we will start the class. Can we start? Amazing. So like the video, do not forget to share the video, and also the most important, the only thing which we ask from you is please subscribe to the channel for such amazing content every single day. Can we start? Amazing. So this is our Telegram channel, that is Vedantu NEET English Telegram channel. Join this Telegram channel, and every single day we will be providing you questions, assignments and notes and motivation also. So join the Telegram channel right now. Link is in the description. Go on, don't be a confused, as Gopika ma'am says. Click on it and we will start. How many hours the session is going to be? The session is not going to be for long. It's going to be for just 2 hours. And we have Shreyas Sir with us. Come on, sir.
Woo! Very good. Oh, I hope this does not become the next, Here is your amazing Basav Sir, who is going to be like amazing. So he was, so much into the session. He's been continuously thinking about today's session. Amazing content.
Exactly. So I was thinking so much, sir. Like I almost came late today to the class, and I was like, okay, Bangalore traffic. I have to drive fast.
Yeah, correct. So, my dear warriors, make a promise. You're going to sit till the end, and I can see already WP trending.
Yes,
and
WP.
I want King of Botany to be trending today.
Let's go, King of Botany.
Yes.
Students, trust me, today's class is going to be not at all boring. It's going to be so energetic. You will know every minute importance.
Correct.
Every single minute. I'll keep you engaged. I'll show you diagrams. Botany like never before.
Yeah. And smash that like button. Have you forgotten to smash that like button?
I think there is a glitch.
Oh, there is a delay. Yes.
Delay.
Smash that like button, and I had asked every one of you to bring 10 friends at least. 10 friends. Text them, message them, post a story, share or forward the link which Basav Sir, or you would have seen it on the NEET Telegram channel.
Yes.
Right now, I want 10 friends at least.
10
Every
friends.
person should get 10 friends in the session.
So one question everyone asks, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is this batch enough for NEET 24?
Definitely.
That's
it's
the
more
only
than
question,
enough.
and all of us promised you, right?
Yes,
This is
yes.
the only thing which you need, and stick with us. The consistency, maintain it, and we'll make sure you get into a dream medical college.
Yes. You don't need anything else. Don't have to follow any other channel, because a lot of times people, they follow
keep
this channel,
changing,
that
they
channel,
keep
this
changing.
channel, because you don't get everything. This channel will give you everything. Be it DPPs, be it mock tests, be it the lectures, be it
Exactly.
PYQs, revision, board series coming soon. Don't worry.
Every single thing on this channel is a complete package for you, right?
Yeah. Perfect. So all the best, Basav Sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Nail it. And I want the same enthu in the chats till the end. Yes, Hema, you will be able to crack 700 plus. I believe in all of you. My friends are not serious. Good for you, Shaktika. That means
Less
you
competition.
have one less competition. Yeah.
Exactly. But you have to be in the competition mode
Yes.
throughout your journey right now, and we'll make sure you get there.
Lakshmita, don't worry. You will make friends over here. Okay?
Yes.
Chalo,
All
the
of your
best.
friends, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Take care,
Thank you so
take
much
care.
for
Yeah,
introduction, and we will start today's class. That is the new plant families, right? So, can we start with the most familiar family? Let's get to the content now. Pure content. No distractions anymore. We will start today's class with the first family, that's Leguminosae or your Fabaceae. Let's go. I'll tell you. Students, my notes are epitome. The notes which I provide you, it's going to be so detailed, you do not have to look here and there. Every single point within NCERT, I have. Since this is a new topic, I have gone way beyond. I have make sure you get the best content, best information out there on YouTube, off YouTube, everywhere. I have taken notes from a particular book, that is your master's level book, which I studied from. So students, this is the only session you will need for the new plant families. Stick with me till the end, and I'll make sure you understand every line of botany, feel every word of botany. Ready with me? Let's go. The first family. Let's start the class with the most amazing energy which Shreyas provided us. The first family which we'll be studying, which all of you know this family, that's Leguminosae or Fabaceae, right? Leguminosae or Fabaceae. First foremost point is habit. What is the habitat of leguminous plants? It can be herbs, it can be shrub, or it can be tree. Simple. Then what about the root? In the root, one thing which I want all of you to focus here is the presence of root nodules. Now, what exactly is root nodules? Can anyone in the chat tell me what is the advantage of root nodule formation in the root? So this is a dicot, right? This is a dicot, right? All of us know the dicots have a taproot, right? Dicots have taproot system, and in the taproot system we have something called as root nodule formation. We have root nodule formation, that is your N2 fixing bacteria. The nitrogen fixing bacteria such as rhizobium as well as rhizobia. That's how we commonly call it, rhizobia. Now this nitrogen fixing bacteria forms root nodules in the case of leguminous plants. All of us have heard it. Right? Plants need nitrogen for surviving. To make the amino acids, they need nitrogen. And plants obtain this nitrogen in various format. It could be your insectivorous plants. But in the case of leguminous plants, right? In the case of leguminous plants, they have root nodule formation. Right? Throughout this lecture today, I'll be telling you some important points. These key points are to be noted. The first key point in the case of leguminous is the root nodule formation, which can be seen in the case of leguminous plants. Which help in procuring to take up the nitrogen fixation. Next, what about the stem? It can be erect or climber. The stem can be climber. Now, can anyone in the chat tell me the tendrils here? Can you see the tendrils? These tendrils are leaf modification or the stem modification? Everyone in the chat should tell me this tendrils right here. Are they stem modification or leaf modification? Anyone? This tendrils right here. If you open your NCERT and if you open the leaf modification right now, the example which you will see there right now is pea plant. Is the same Pisum sativum which was used by none other than Gregor Mendel. The Pisum sativum. So this is a type of leaf modification. The leaf gets modified into a tendril. Now, one of the most famous questions here, which I personally ask every student out there, what is the difference between leaf tendril modification and stem tendrils? The leaf tendrils and stem tendrils, what exactly is the difference there? Anyone in the chat who can tell me the simple difference? The simple difference is nothing but, can you see here in the case of leaf modification, the tendrils are not branched much. They are not branched. But in the case of stem modification, the tendrils are branched there. Tendrils in the case of stem modification, you can see multiple branching in the case of stem modification. The next point, what about the leaves? Leaves, you can see here, it is alternate phyllotaxy. Right? Leaves are alternate phyllotaxy. This is your main stem. On the stem, leaf arises in an alternate fashion. Now, next point here. Let's understand what is pinnately compound leaf. Can anyone in the chat tell me what is the difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf? Now, this is a very, very simple concept, yet a little complicated because sometimes students don't visualize it. You need to visualize in botany, you need to learn the diagrams. That's how you learn botany. Especially even zoology also. You need to know the diagrams, you need to know everything. I can see Gopika ma'am in the chat. Hello Gopika ma'am. So what exactly is the difference between simple leaf and a compound leaf? Let me tell you in a matter of 1 minute or 2 minutes. See here, the simple leaf. Let me hear me out, and you'll never have to forget what is the difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf. Now this is your midrib. A simple leaf will have leaf margin, right? A simple leaf will have a leaf margin. Now this leaf margin, this is the leaf margin, this is the entire leaf margin. But can I draw another simple leaf? Another simple leaf like this? Can I draw a simple leaf like this? Is this also a simple leaf? Yes sir, this is also a simple leaf. This also is a simple leaf, right? This also is a simple leaf. But what do you notice here? In terms of simple leaf? Listen to me very carefully now. In case of your simple leaf, do you see the small grooves? They're called as incisions. They're called as what? Incisions. And these incisions right here, they never touch the midrib. They never touch the midrib, and that's what makes a simple leaf. That's a simple leaf. But when it comes to compound leaf, this is your midrib, this is your leaf margin, In the case of compound leaf, the incisions, I repeat again, in the case of compound leaf, the incisions touch the midrib. The incision, this is the veinlets, the incisions touch the midrib, and which forms what? Which forms leaflets. Which forms the leaflets. That's the basic difference. That's the basic difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf. Can you see? This is a simple leaf. The incisions never touch the midrib, but in the case of compound leaf, the incisions will always touch the midrib, and this midrib is called as now what? Rachis. This is called as what? Rachis. That's the midrib of a compound leaf. So all of you know what is the difference now? The basic difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf. Every one of my students should know this. Never forget this. Okay? Now, one more difference here, which everyone forgets. What about the axillary bud, sir? What about the axillary bud? We know axillary bud is always present. If this is a nodal region, axillary bud is always present in the leaf axis. Axillary bud, see this, if this is a leaf, on the leaf axis, this right here is a leaf axis. On the leaf axis we have a bud called as axillary bud. Called as what? Axillary bud on the leaf axil. Now this leaf bud will be present here. This leaf bud will be present on the leaf axis. But in the case of compound leaf, you cannot find axillary bud on the leaflets, but in fact you will find it only at the bottom of the rachis. Only at the bottom of rachis you find the axillary bud. That's the main difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf. I hope all of you know the simple difference now. I hope all of you know the simple difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf. See, it's a small habit for me. Every single time I find a simple concept like this, simple botany concepts, I just find it the urge to teach you the small concepts like this. Okay? Now, leaf base is pulvinous. In the case of Leguminosae, the leaf base is pulvinous. Now, what is the meaning of pulvinous? The meaning of pulvinous is nothing but the leaf base is swollen. The leaf base is what? The leaf base is swollen here. Leaf base is swollen. And then apart from that, can we notice anything in the leaf? We find reticulate venation here, which is a very common feature in the case of your dicots. Clear, everyone? Let me see the chat here. Bottom Rachis, hello Subhalakshmi, hello Hema, hello Crazy. All of you are here, amazing. So all of you know the difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf? Any doubt here? Can I go to the next slide? So students, I have a simple habit, simple rule. Every single time I finish a slide, I'll ask you if you have any doubt here. If you have any doubt in the slide, if you do not have, I'll go to the next slide and I want your confirmation. Thumbs up in the chat, all of you. Fire emoji, heart emoji, and as soon as I see the response, I'll go to my next slide which I have for you. Okay? Amazing. Krishna clear? Amazing. Sir, Medico can't understand. Ask me which you cannot understand. Meaning of reticulate venation. The meaning of reticulation is very simple. In the case of dicots, the leaf has veins. In the case of dicot, the leaf will have veins and veinlets. Now these veins right here and veinlets make a mesh-like structure. They make a complete mesh-like structure. That is your reticulate venation, and that can be only seen in the case of dicots. But in the case of monocots, monocot leaf, you see what? You see a parallel venation. You see parallel venation in the case of monocots. Reticulate venation clear, everyone? Is everyone clear with reticulate venation? Amazing. Next slide here for you. Now, the first point which I told you in leguminous plant where question can come from was root nodule formation. Root nodule formation was the first point where questions can come from. Now the second point. The second point is very simple, which I want each and every one of you to focus. The second point here is the inflorescence. That's the racemose inflorescence. Is the racemose inflorescence. Racemose inflorescence is very simple. In the case of racemose inflorescence, if this is your main, right? In the case of racemose inflorescence, we find the young flowers. In the case of racemose inflorescence, we find young flowers at the top and older flowers at the bottom. young flowers at the top and older flowers at the bottom. That is your racemose inflorescence, right? That is your racemose inflorescence. This is your floral stalk. Now, what is bisexual? Bisexual is very simple because in the case of bisexual condition, you can find both the male as well as female reproductive organs in the same flower. This bisexual condition is also called as hermaphrodite condition in the case of animals. Now, what is zygomorphic condition? What is zygomorphic? Zygomorphic is a condition where a flower can be divided into two equal halves in a single plane only. If you divide this flower, it can be divided into two parts in a single plane. That is the meaning of zygomorphic. Clear? Clear, all of you? All of you clear this part till here? Clear, all of you, this till here? Next one. What about the calyx? Calyx is 5, but it is united. Now I'll introduce you one more concept here. One more small word. That is the gamosepalous. All of you remember what is the meaning of gamo? The meaning of gamo is fuse. The meaning of gamo is fuse. If the sepals are fused together, it is called as gamosepalous condition with valvate or imbricate estivation. What is valvate estivation? The meaning of valvate estivation is when the sepals or petals, just touch each other. They just touch each other over the margin. That is your valvate estivation. That is valvate estivation, where your petals or sepals just touch each other on the margin. Clear? That is your valvate estivation. Then we have imbricate estivation. What is imbricate estivation? Imbricate estivation is a type of estivation where your petals and sepals, they overlap on each other, but not in any regular order. Next one is the corolla. Corolla is said to be free petals here. Corolla is free petals. Now, gamo means united. But poly means free. Poly means free, that is free petals, that is polypetalous condition. Now, all of you focus here. The next important point in the case of leguminous plants. The first one was your root nodule formation. Second one was your racemose inflorescence. And the third, most important, is the flower here. That is the corolla. Now, if you look at the corolla here, one thing all of you need to focus here. In case of corolla, let me erase this. In the case of corolla, we have the outer one large petal, right? Standard petal, right? Outer standard petal. Then we have, that is, this outer petal is called as your standard. The outer large petal is called as standard or banner. Then we have two large wings. These are called as wings or ale. They are called as wings. And innermost, this is the petal arrangement. Here. The innermost, we have a structure like this. The inner two petals are fused. And if you write the floral formula here, you'll write corolla 1 plus 2 plus 2, but these two are what? These two are completely fused here. That is the floral formula for the corolla here. And this is called as what? This is called as papilionaceous corolla. It's called as papilionaceous corolla or vexillary estivation. It's called as what? Vexillary estivation. This is very important. Because this is a previous year NEET question. This is right here is a previous year NEET question which has been asked repeatedly. From this Leguminosae, from the Fabaceae, the corolla arrangement is one of the NEET PYQs which all of you need to focus on. Any doubt here? Anyone in the chat who can ask me any doubt here? Even if I see one doubt there, I will repeat the entire thing just for you. Anyone in the chat? Does everyone know the difference here? The standard wing and innermost is called as keel. It's called as what? Keel. Innermost is called as keel. 1 plus 2 plus 2, and innermost is fusio. The PDF of this notes after this class. Students, I know this is a lot of information. This can be a lot of information, but this information is good for you. Why? Because I will be providing a PDF copy of this on the Telegram channel today. Telegram channel right after my today's class. Right after today's class, I will be providing you a complete PDF copy for completely free. Okay? All this information is just for you. Clear? Can I go to the next slide? Can I go to the next slide? Easy, all of this. Now, all of you need to focus on this particular condition here. The third most important point. The third most important point where the question can come for you is diadelphous condition. Diadelphous condition. Now, what is the meaning of adelphous? The meaning of adelphous is fusion of stamen. Adelphous condition is the fusion of stamen, right? Fusion of stamen. But if the stamens are fused into a single bundle, listen to my words, these are the words which is going to save you a lot of time in the future. If the stamen are fused into a single bundle, it is called as monoadelphous. Mono means single. Mono means single. Mono means single bundle. If the stamen are arranged in two bundles, it is called as diadelphous condition. It's called as what? Diadelphous condition. And if you open your NCERT right now, and look at the example of diadelphous condition, you will find pea plant there. You will find pea plant which belongs to your Fabaceae. Every single concept in botany is connected. Every single example is connected. Okay, so if you go on to your NCERT right now and check the diadelphous condition example, you will find pea plant there. You will find pea plant. So what is diadelphous condition? Diadelphous condition is a condition where the stamen are arranged into two bundles. So how many stamen do we have here? We have in total of 10 stamen here. In total of 10 stamen in the case of your andrecium. Now this 10 stamens are arranged into two bundles. This one right here is bundle number 1, that is 9. This single, can you see this lonely person? This lonely person out here is nothing but your, this one, can you see this one single thing? This is 1. So 9 plus 1, 1 bundle, and this single thing is separate bundle. So 9 plus 1 arrangement, that is the andrecium condition, that is diadelphous condition here. Diadelphous condition. Now this is a very important point in terms of your NEET 2024. They can ask you a diet question. Diadelphous condition is condition seen in which family? They'll give you examples. They'll give you Malvaceae, Poaceae, Asteraceae, Leguminosae. You need to know the answer is Fabaceae or Leguminosae is the answer for diadelphous condition. Diadelphous condition is a condition where stamens are arranged into two bundles. Di means two. Di means two. Clear? Sir, watching your lecture seems to be watching in 2x speed. Speak slowly, sir. Okay, fine. That's one thing. That's one thing for my classes. When I get really excited. When I get really excited about all of you here, that like teaching all of you, it gets very exciting. So I'll try to calm down my excitement. And I'll just go a little slow now. Okay? I'll go a little slow. Okay? Amazing. So this is the diadelphous condition. Clear? Now, next concept here. Next concept here is the gynoecium. Next is the gynoecium here. Now, gynoecium here is said to be a single carpel. That is stigma, style and ovary. Right? Like stigma, style and ovary are found in a single, only one carpel. Right? A single carpel here. The ovary is superior. Can anyone in the chat tell me superior ovary means hypogynous, perigynous or epigynous? It is superior ovary means hypogynous ovary. It is hypo. The ovary is unilocular. A single locule is there with multiple ovules. Single locule with multiple ovules, and this is called as what? This is called as marginal placentation. Ravindrani, can you please ask your doubt? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry I missed your doubt. Sorry, I missed your doubt. Let me see. What is the doubt? Let me look at the doubts here. Any doubt till now, I'm gonna reply to all the doubts. Let's look at the doubts. Let's look at the doubts. Fast, doubts. Any doubts till now? Your fruit is said to be legume. This can also be asked as a question. The seed is one to many or non-endospermic. The meaning of non-endospermic is the endosperm is completely utilized. Endosperm is completely utilized. Can you please explain racemose one more time? Definitely, why not? Any doubt, I'm going to take up, students. Don't worry, any doubt, simple doubt you can ask me. I will teach you over and over until you are satisfied, all of you. So in the case of racemose, racemose inflorescence is also called as your acropetal. Right? It's also called as what? Acropetal. Racemose is also called as acropetal. What is the meaning of acropetal succession? The meaning of acropetal succession is very simple. If you look at the flowers in the case of racemose, the younger flowers are at the top. In the case of racemose, the younger flowers are present at the top. And as you go down, in the case of acropetal succession, the older flowers are present at the bottom. What about this tip? In this tip, right, you do not have a flower. It means the shoot can keep on growing. And it doesn't terminate with a flower. That is the racemose inflorescence. But in the case of cymose inflorescence, it is completely opposite of it. Next one is, can you, this is my first experiment. Gynoecium explains this. I am telling you the difference between leaf and stem tendrils. So in leaf tendril, I told you before, in the case of leaf tendril, the tendrils are not branched. The tendrils are not very branched, but in the case of your stem tendrils, the branching is there. Like stem tendrils, basically in your stem tendrils, right, it is the modification of your axillary bud, right? So modification of axillary bud, the tendrils are more branched there. The tendrils are more branched like this. More branching can be seen of tendrils. More branching in the case of stem modification. Next doubt. Anyone? Next doubt, come on. Sure, I want doubts from all of you. Ravindrani is saying I've written notes from the previous class. Okay, Ravindrani, that was amazing because I know all of you are regular to me before and I know for a fact that all of you would have written my notes. So students, my notes, you can take these notes and please make your own notes after this. Which is going to be most useful to you than my notes. Take my notes, sit down in front of your laptop or computer or mobile phone, write down, make your own notes. Don't ask answers from, it doesn't matter, you can ask me any type of question, students, trust me, we are here for you. It doesn't matter any question you can ask me, I am here to answer each and every question of you, So, how to become king of botany? King of botany is very simple. You need to study botany like it's the most beautiful thing for you. You need to do, actually, when you go to higher classes, you don't study botany in the books. Botany is studied in the wild. We go to the forest, you study the plants, you look at the plants, and you enjoy the beauty out there and identify each plant. That's how you learn botany. Any question? Explain androecium. Okay, androecium is nothing but collection of your stamen. You know what is stamen? A stamen will have what? A stamen will have your anther lobe and a long filament. This is your anther and this is your filament. A collection of the stamen. A collection of a stamen is called as androecium. Now what is gynoecium? Gynoecium is nothing but a collection of pistils. Gautam is saying revising. biology feels like wasting time. Why is it, sir? Because Gautam, you are not looking at biology with a different perspective. You need to look at a different perspective, right? There is always room for learning. Always room for learning. Now, what is gynoecium here? Gynoecium is single carbon. The ovary is superior and ovary is unilocular here. Ovary is unilocular, a single locule is present here. See, a single locule with marginal placentation. All the ovules are attached to the margin here, and the fruit here is called as legume. This is a very important question. This can be asked separately. This can be asked a separate question. Name the fruit of leguminous plants. Okay? And it is non-endospermic, meaning the endosperm is completely consumed till now. So unilocular, multilocular. Students, when I teach you about Malvaceae, I will show you the example of multilocular there, and you can tell me the difference on yourself, with yourself, okay? Sir, you asking me, sir, 9 androecium is fused? Yes, I'll show you here. See here, this is the floral formula. This is the floral formula here, right? This is a floral formula. If you look at, what is this? This is the percentage sign. The percentage sign means it is zygomorphic. This is zygomorphic. Zygomorphic. Now what is this? What is this? The meaning of this, both male and female reproductive structure, male and female sign together, is nothing but your bisexual condition. Bisexual condition. Now what about calyx? I told you, calyx was gamosepalous, right? Calyx was gamosepalous. So calyx is fused and it's number 5 number. That is the meaning here. Now students, I'll tell you a hack. All of you listen to this hack. All of you listen to this amazing hack. If you know this hack, right? Ready for the hack? Ready for a secret? Ready to learn a new secret from botany teacher? The secret is very simple. If you want to identify any plant with the help of floral diagram, it's a secret, students. It's a hack. If you want to identify any floral formula, and you want to identify which family it belongs to, always look at the androecium condition. Always. Don't look at anything else. Don't look at anything else. Just look at the androecium condition and the marks is yours. Go on, solve any PYQ. Any PYQ. In a PYQ, they will ask you to identify the family based on the floral formula. Right? Always look at the androecium condition. Now, androecium condition, you can see here is 10 stamen. Stamen is 10. Stamen is 10. 9 plus 1 arrangement. Someone asked me a doubt. Someone asked me a doubt before that, are the 9 fused together? Yes. The 9 here are completely fused. The 9 here are completely fused, and plus 1, can you see? That is the 1 is always separated. The 9 plus 1 condition, the diadelphous condition. Diadelphous condition. This is very true for every floral formula out there. Every floral formula will have a unique androecium. Clear? Clear? Some part, other things will be changed, but always focus on the androecium. I'll tell you later on why. Now look at the corolla. That is 1, that is your standard. 2 is wing, and this 2, can you see, fused together? That is nothing but your keel, which is fused together. What about your gynoecium? Gynoecium is superior. See, how do you write superior? Gynoecium is sitting on a table. This is a table, this is a chair. On the chair, the gynoecium is sitting. So superior, how a queen sits. A queen will sit on everything. Similarly, it is superior here. Gynoecium is superior single carpel, with a single carpel. That is the entire floral formula of your Leguminosae. If you look at the floral structure here, look at the floral diagram. Look at the floral diagram. Can you see this valvate estivation? 1 sepal. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sepals. Are they fused? Yes, sir. They are fused with valvate estivation. Yes, I can see valvate estivation here. What about the corolla? Standard, wing, and keel. Standard wing and keel, C1 plus 2 plus 2. Now what about the andrecium here? Can you see 9 are in one bundle? 9 are in one bundle. The one is separated out. 9 plus 1 arrangement, that is 10 in number. That's how you identify a floral diagram. That's how you decipher a floral diagram. That's how you understand a floral diagram. No need to by heart. No need to by heart a diagram. Just look at the diagram, look at the floral formula, everything will be easy for you. Okay? Yes, I will recap. Naruto, don't worry, I will teach you the entire structure. I will teach you the entire morphology of flowering plants. It's my responsibility to make sure you do not lose a single marks in botany. Okay? Next one. What are the economic importance? That is your pulses. Obviously, it's a legume family, leguminous plants. That is your gram, ahar, sem, moong, soybean. We have soybean oil, right? Soybean oil, groundnut oil, groundnut, that is your peanuts. Then we have dye, indigofera. This right here is a NEET PYQ. Is a NEET PYQ. Next, fibers, fodder, ornaments like your tulip and sweet pea, and also the medicinal properties. Now each one of here can also be asked as a question. Clear? Now let's recap. Let's recap once Fabaceae. Let's recap the Fabaceae once. I'll tell you what exactly is important here, what you need to remember. Let's go to the first slide. Where did I start here? See, the first important point here is the presence of root nodules. See students, you don't have to by heart this. Just remember what I'm telling you. The presence of root nodules in the case of leguminous, first point. Second point here is racemose inflorescence. Second point, racemose inflorescence. The third most important point was the papilionaceous corolla. Papilionaceous corolla. Here, this also is important. Zygomorphic flower. That is divided into only one plane. Then diadelphous condition, where stamens are arranged in two different bundles. Stamens are arranged in two different bundles. That is bundle number 1 and bundle number 2. This 9 are completely fused. Diadelphous condition. Look at gynoecium. In gynoecium, I told you what is important here. It is single carpel, superior ovary, unilocular, 1, 1, 1. Then we have legume, which is also important fruit, and it is non-endospermic. We can summarize all of that here once. Zygomorphic condition, bisexual, gamosepalis, vexillary aestivation, 1 plus 2 plus 2, 9 plus 1, diadelphous condition, and one single carpel and superior ovary. 9 plus 1 condition here, and everything is up to you now. Clear? All of you know till now? Clear? Sir, what is unilocular with many ovules? Here. Look here. What is your name? Pamela. Look here. This is a single chamber. So locule means chamber. Locule means a chamber. So we have unilocular here. Can you see a single chamber here? A single chamber. Now in this single chamber, you can find many ovules, and each ovule can become a seed later on. See here, each one is a ovule here. So unilocular with many ovules. Clear? Amazing, all of you? All of you know what is this? Can we go to the next concept? Can we go to Malvaceae? Super clear? Amazing. All of you are amazing. Let's start with Malvaceae now. Let's start with Malvaceae. Can we? Leguminosae, done and dusted. Now Malvaceae is a new ground for you. You have never heard about Malvaceae. This is going to be the most interesting for you now. Because when you don't know something right, when you don't know something, it's going to be so important for you. Okay. So in Malvaceae, remember Malvaceae as chocolate family. Remember Malvaceae as chocolate family, because your Theobroma coca comes from your Malvaceae. The cotton plant comes from your Malvaceae. The okra, the lady's finger belong to your Malvaceae. A mallow or hibiscus, the hibiscus also belongs to your Malvaceae. Clear till now? Belongs to Malvaceae. So this family, similarly, how I told you in the previous family, I mentioned few important points, like each and every point I mentioned. Similarly now, once again, I'll mention each and every important point here. Similarly, all of you need to write down each and every single point which I tell you now. Ready? Can we start? Can we start, students? Can we start right now? The amazing Malvaceae, the chocolate family, the cotton family, that is your hibiscus family. Can we start? Clear? Can we start, students? I want complete spam in the chat now. I want fire emojis, I want heart emojis, I want any emoji on the chat, and I will start with the Malvaceae. Can we start? How many families are there? There are in total of 5 families in your syllabus. The new 5 families are there in your syllabus, and I'll make sure you learn each and every one of them. I am deliberately going slow today little. Okay. Can we start? Amazing. Amazing. All of you are amazing. Now, let's look at the habitat first. The vegetative characters. The habitat. In the case of your habit is again, it can be your shrubs, herbs, or trees in some cases. It can be herbs, shrubs, or trees. What about the distribution? The distribution means where can we find these plants? Where can we find these plants? This is particularly a cosmopolitan nature. It is cosmopolitan. What is the meaning of cosmopolitan? What is the meaning of cosmopolitan? Meaning of cosmopolitan is it can be found everywhere. It is very predominant. You can find that in many places on earth. Many places you can find this. That is the meaning of cosmopolitan. In the distribution, especially found in the tropical regions. Again, this is Malvaceae has dicot plants. Malvaceae has dicot plants. So can I say it will have taproot? Can I say it will have taproot? Yes, sir. Only monocots have fibrous root, but your dicots will have taproot. Now, what about the stem? The stem is erect. Can you remember? Do you remember? All of you remember hibiscus plant? The hibiscus plant is continuously growing, right? It is erect. It is also herbaceous in nature. Now, what is the meaning of herbaceous? The meaning of herbaceous is very simple. It is green in color. The stem can be green in color. Now, one question for all of you. This question is a NEET PYQ. The herbaceous stem. The herbaceous stem has which type of tissue? Simple question. Yes, I will make sure you practice questions, students. Don't worry, I know importance of questions. I will make sure you find questions. That's why I'm asking you a lot of questions in general. So what is taproot? See, in case of your dicots, the main root develops. The main roots develop, and we have something called as secondary roots here. This is your taproot. This is your taproot. Which tissue can we find in the case of your herbaceous? Is it parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma? First, in the case of your herbaceous tissues, like your petiole and your herbaceous green stem, which is very flexible, which type of tissues do you find there? Parenchyma, collenchyma, or sclerenchyma? Anyone? In the case of your... No, all of you are wrong. It is parenchyma, but main tissue which gives flexibility is your collenchyma. It is collenchyma actually, students. It is a lot of collenchyma is present in the case of your herbaceous stem, and also in the case of petiole. In the case of petiole, the flexibility to the petiole, we find collenchyma. This is a previous year NEET question. Which tissue is found in the petiole? It is collenchyma. The same collenchyma is completely absent in the case of your monocots. Again, important information. So students, what I do generally is I connect chapters. We connect chapters. This concept, the herbaceous stem, collenchyma, is from anatomy of flowering plants. If you are studying anatomy, you should know this. The next one, it can be woody. If you notice the green hibiscus, as it is growing, the green hibiscus, when it is growing, it becomes woody. Means, can we say secondary growth can be seen, right? Secondary growth can be seen. Then it can be branched, cylindrical, or solid. What is the meaning of solid stem? It means the stem is completely packed. The stem is completely packed with stellate hair. Very important. The meaning of stellate hair is nothing but star-shaped hair. It is what? A little bit of star-shaped hair. You can see a lot of fuzzy hair. You can see a lot of fuzzy hair. Clear? Then what about mucilaginous sac? Now I have been telling you the most important points in each and every family. The mucilaginous sac. The mucilaginous sac is a very common feature in the case of your Malvaceae. How many of you have cut lady's finger? Because I cook in the house. I cook. When you're cooking in the house, when you cut lady's finger, do you see this mucilage kind of structure? Mucilage kind of thing? When you bend the leaves of hibiscus, when you bend the flower of hibiscus, when you bend the fruit, do you find this mucilaginous sac? Yes. This is a very distinguishing feature. The most distinguishing feature in the case of your Malvaceae is presence of mucilaginous sacs. Presence of mucilaginous sac occur abundantly in the tissues of stem, leaf, and also the fruit. When you cut lady's finger, you can find the mucilage. So students, this is how you learn botany. You relate normal things. So you will never forget now. You will never forget that lady's finger belongs to Malvaceae. When you cut lady's finger, you see mucilage. The mucilaginous sac is a characteristic feature of your Malvaceae. Clear, all of you? Clear? Stellate hair and trichomes, yes, and yes. Trichomes are also the hair present on your stem, yes. Is there a lag? Students, is there a lag? Is there a lag, students? Can I see a lag in the chat? Yes. So all of you will remember now, the mucilaginous sac is a common feature in the case of your Malvaceae, where we can find the mucilaginous sac, the mucilage, the goop. Okay? Clear? No lag. Okay, cool. Next one. The leaf is simple leaf. All of you know what is simple leaf? All of you will know simple leaf. It is alternate phyllotaxy. That is one leaf coming from here, second leaf coming from here. The alternate phyllotaxy. Then it has round stipulate. It has presence of stipules. Stipules are leaf-like structure which can be, used for protection of the plants. Plants used for protection. And also when the leaf is in bud stage, right? The leaf is in bud stage, the stipules protect the leaf, protect the flower also. Then palmately veined, the leaves bear stellate hair. The leaves also has the hairy structure on them. And mucilaginous sac are also found. So if you bend the leaves, also, have you noticed when you bend certain leaves, you can find some mucilage kind of thing, right? Mucilage. So what is stellate hair? Stellate hair is little bit of like this messy hair, like messy hair, like a fizzy hair can be seen in the case of your stem and leaf. Okay. Round stipulate meaning. So stipules are basically a pointed structure which can help in protection against your herbivores. Herbivores, like when they come and eat, stipules will protect it. Stipules will protect. So difference between stellate and trichomes. See, the main difference between trichomes can become secretory. Trichomes can become secretory. Trichomes can release certain substances, but your stellate hair will not. Stellate will not release any kind of substance from it. Okay? Hello Punit Jain, welcome to the class. Hello Punit. Palmately veined. So palmately leaf, all of you know what is palmately leaf? It is a compound leaf. So compound palmately leaf will have veins in them. This is just a fancy word to tell that. Just a fancy word. Okay? Next one. Now, if you notice highlights everywhere. All of you notice? Now, these are the highlights where you need to highlight yourself. All of you focus here now. What about the inflorescence? The inflorescence here is cymose type. What is cymose inflorescence? Listen to me very carefully now. In case of your cymose inflorescence, it always the older flowers are at the top. In the case of cymose inflorescence, the older flowers are at the top. The older flowers are at the top. This is how it looks like. The older flowers are at the top, younger flowers are at the bottom. Younger flowers are at the bottom. Older flowers at the top. Oh, one second. What happened, students? Bad luck. Ayyo. Okay. Older flowers are at the top, younger flowers at the bottom. This older flowers can you see on the top? Older flowers you can see on the top, right? Always remember, in the case of your cymose inflorescence, the flower always terminate. We have terminal flower. So how many of you notice hibiscus? Hibiscus always terminates with a flower, right? Hibiscus always terminates with a flower. It is very rarely racemose, and it can be solitary axillary terminal. Now, solitary axillary terminal means, in the case of hibiscus, you notice a single large flower at the end of the branch. At the end of a branch, you see a single solitary flower. So stipules converted to spines, yes. Cosmopolitan means everywhere. Yes, the meaning of cosmopolitan means it can be found everywhere. It can be found in your tropical regions, it can be found in your subtropical regions and everywhere. Okay? What is the meaning of solitary? I'll tell you. Solitary means, the meaning of solitary is very simple. Solitary means what? Single. Like all of you. It is a single. Solitary is very single at the end. At the end of your flower, we will have a single flower. At the end we will have a single flower. That is the meaning of solitary. Okay. Now, flower. The flower are usually pedicellate. Means there is a pedicel. What is pedicel? Pedicel is nothing but a stalk of a flower. Pedicel is a stalk of flower. Can anyone in the chat tell me the stalk of inflorescence? What do you call stalk of inflorescence? Can anyone in the chat tell me what is the meaning of stalk of inflorescence? What do we call stalk of inflorescence? In the chat, anyone? No. It has, yes, this is the most important point here. Students, all of you focus here. I'll tell you, this is the most important here. Here. All of you know what is a bract. All of you know what is a bract. Bract is a leaf-like structure present at the bottom of a flower. But how many of you know what is the meaning of bracteolate? How many of you know what is the meaning of bracteolate now? What is bracteolate? What is the difference between bract and bracteolate now? This is where the Malvaceae character comes in. This is a common, very specific character of your Malvaceae. It has a structure called as bracteolate. It has a structure called as bracteolate. So what is a bracteolate? Listen to me very carefully now. All of you know what is a bract? Bract can be found, I repeat again, bract can be found at the base of your flower. This is your flower. This is your flower stalk. It is pedicellate. This is the pedicel. This is the pedicel. Right? This is the pedicel. At the base of the pedicel, we find bract. At the base of a pedicel, we find bract. Now, what is bracteolate now? Bracteolate is also a leaf-like structure. It is a leaf-like structure, but it is present between. Bracteolate is present between your flower and bract. It is a structure, leaf-like structure present between your bract and flower. We have called as bracteolate. And these bracteolate, there are many bracteolate. A group of bracteolate is called as epicalyx. What is the meaning of epi? The meaning of epi is below. Like epigynous condition. The meaning of epi is below. Right? So what is the, here you will have calyx here. A flower will have calyx. So below the calyx, Below the calyx we have the epicalyx. We have the epicalyx. What is epicalyx? Epicalyx is nothing but a group of bracteolates. A group of bracteolates. Clear? Clear, all of you? Mustard is not Malvaceae. Mustard is not Malvaceae. So you're telling me, Sir, Oswald book has written as Malvaceae as racemose inflorescence, which is correct, or you or Oswald? What have I written here? See here, inflorescence is mainly a cymose. Mainly cymose. But your Oswald book would have mentioned a specific example. That was your rarely racemose. Can you see here? It is rarely racemose. But the main is cymose inflorescence. Clear? So can you please tell me the solitary axillary terminal? So answer is very simple. Imagine all of this was not here. In the case of your solitary, right? The English meaning of solitary means single, alone. Okay, so if this is your floral axis, right, inflorescence floral axis, on the floral axis only one flower will be there. On the inflorescence there will be a single flower. On the floral axis at the terminal end, at the very end, terminal end, we have a single flower. That is the meaning of solitary, terminal, axillary. Clear? So can you please tell me the end of class, the cell division? Students, I will teach you cell division separately. So what is compound cyme? So compound cyme is a scene which, it's a type of cyme where we have many flowers coming to a same level. I need to show you a diagram for it. At next class, I'll show you a diagram for it. But in a compound cyme, we have many different cymes coming together. Sir, can you please explain locule? Yes, I will explain what is locule to you when I teach you the locule here. Okay? Sir, then bracteolate is only for inflorescence, sir. Large single flower tender. Got it? Sir, your Prem is asking me, sir, bracteolate is only for inflorescence. See here, bracteolate can be seen in the case of your inflorescence and also in the case of a single flower also. Okay, bracteolate are basically your at the end of a flower. See here, at the end of a flower, it can be a single flower. At the end of the flower, we have a structure which is present between your bract and bracteolate, and this is the inflorescence. On this particular inflorescence, we can find the bracteolate. Clear? Now see here, where was I? The flower are usually pedicellate, means a single pedicel is present, stalk is present. Bracteolate, the bracteolates are arranged in a whorl known as epicalyx. Now students, this epicalyx condition, this particular epicalyx condition can be asked as a separate question for you. What is the meaning of epicalyx? Epicalyx can be seen in which family? Options will be given, and all of you should know what is a epicalyx. I have a diagram for it. See here, all of you know this plant, right? This is your example of your epicalyx. See here, inside, this is the outer part. Can you see this outer part? This is the outer part. This is your epicalyx. Inside we have the calyx here. Where is the diagram? One more diagram. Oh, cotton diagram is not there. Okay, I think I forgot to add the cotton family. So students, try to open cotton once. Try to open cotton flower is there, right? Open the cotton plant. And outside the cotton plant, we can find the epicalyx. Open the epicalyx. Inside the epicalyx, we will find the real calyx. Open the cotton plant and see once. Okay? Any doubt till here? What is the duration of the class? Duration of class will be 2 to 2.5 hours. Okay? Anything I missed out here? It is actinomorphic, What is the meaning of actinomorphic? The meaning of actinomorphic is the flower can be divided into two sections in multiple planes. This is a concept from your morphology of flowering plants. It is hermaphrodite, means it is bisexual. Hermaphrodite means bisexual. Complete. What is the meaning of complete? The meaning of complete is very simple. The meaning of complete is it has all the four whorls. All the four whorls. The calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, all the four whorls are present here. Yes, not in this session. Morphology of flowering plants in the next session. Okay? Cyme. Cyme means cymose inflorescence. See, compound cyme is nothing but the type of cyme where, see, older flowers will be at the top, younger flowers at the bottom. But in a compound cyme, we will have multiple like this. Multiple like this. Compound means many. Compound means many flowers at one. Next question. So, hypogynous, that is superior ovary, and pentamerous condition. Students, I feel you have a lot of basic doubts, right? So what do I say? What do you say if I make a separate class on basics of botany? See, a simple example. See, what is the difference between a stipule and a bract? Stipule and a bract is a very simple difference. Stipule is a modified term. Stipule is a modified type of leaf-like structure. Bract is just a base at the present of the base. Stipule can protect. Stipule is pointed. Stipule will help in protection, but bract will not protect against against herbivores. So what is hermaphrodite means? The meaning of hermaphrodite means bisexual. Means bisexual. Students, I see a lot of you do not know what is the basic things in botany, right? So students, I will make a separate class on basics of botany. You want that? Do all of you want that? In that basics of botany, I'll teach you the basic anatomy, the basic morphology, the basic cell division, the basic physiology, right? Basic physiology. What are the simple tissues? What is complex tissues? Parenchyma, sclerenchyma, collenchyma. What's it? Because I see a lot of the students still try to by heart all this. When you try to by heart, right, you don't remember all this. All of this should be known as the basics to you. Okay? So students, if you want, so I want you to remind me in the comment section today. All of you should comment down today's session. Yes, basic morphology I want to teach you, but I will take a separate class in complete total botany. You want that class? Let me know in the comment section today's video. Sir, hashtag I want basic botany. So we will do basic botany class, where I'll teach you the most basics of botany. Simple. What is the meaning of a flower? What is a flower? Can anyone in the chat tell me what is a flower? Flower is nothing but your modified shoot, right? Modified shoot. Still, so many students do not know what is a flower, right? You cannot tell what is a flower. So I'll teach you a separate class, hashtag basic botany. If you comment today's video, if I get more than, let's say, more than 20 comments on basic botany, I will take a class on basic botany where I'll teach you just the basics. No advanced concept like this, just basics. Okay? Jameson is asking what is the meaning of cosmopolitan. The meaning of cosmopolitan is it can be found everywhere. Okay? So what is the function of bract? Bract has a simple function. The main function of bract is nothing but protection of a flower. When the flower is in the bud stage, it will protect the flower. And bract is green color. If the bract is green color, can it do photosynthesis? Yes, it can do photosynthesis. And it can be used for production of food. Okay? Yes, I will teach you basic botany. So, Naruto, this is going to be a basic, today is going to be families. I will teach you basic botany this coming week. Okay? I will teach you basic botany later on. Now, next question. So, next concept. Calyx. It is consist of 5 sepal. It is gamosepalous. What is the meaning of gamo? Gamo means fused. Gamo means fused. So, sepals here are fused in nature. Naruto, don't worry. I will teach you complete botany. Don't worry. I will teach you a separate class. I'll take a basic botany class. I'll take. Okay. So, I wanted to know how my students are today. I wanted to know how much knowledge all of you have. Based on that, I'll make my classes. Okay? Sir, how many months it takes to complete the whole syllabus? End of January or February. Max to max February. Your entire syllabus will be over. Okay? So, if the bract is protecting, what is for bracteolate? Bracteolate is extra protection. Some of the flowers will need extra protection. That we have bracteolates. And students, remember, there is not a single bracteolate. We have multiple, many bracteolates are present. Okay? So, any questions till now? Any questions you can ask me, students? And estivation is valvate. What is the meaning of valvate? Where margins touch one another. Corolla consists of 5 petals, that is polypetalous. What is the meaning of poly? The meaning of poly is free. Students, write down these basic points which I am telling you. So, I am deliberately teaching you very slowly today. I can take this entire class in 1 hour or 2 hours and get away with it. But I want all of you to enjoy botany. Learn what exactly meaning of words are. Don't by heart all this. Okay? Yes, before February, I'll finish the entire syllabus for you. Okay? Now, what is polypetalous? Poly means free. And if the petals are free, it is called as polypetalous. And estivation is twisted. What is the meaning of twisted estivation? Where margins of petals and sepals overlap on each other. Margins of petals and sepals overlap on each other. Peduncle versus pedicel. Peduncle is the stalk of your inflorescence. Pedicel is the stalk of your flower. What is petiole then? Can anyone in the chat tell me what is petiole? Petiole is the stalk of dash. The petals are variously colored. Very important. Petals are variously colored. You can see red hibiscus, white hibiscus, pink hibiscus, color type of flowers here. Color type of flowers. Okay. Now let's go to androecium. Now, androecium is very simple. Androecium is very simple here. The most distinguishing feature in the case of androecium here is the indefinite stamen. Many stamen. There will be many stamen here. If you look at the flower here, can you count the stamen here? Can all of you count the stamen here? No. So the characteristic feature, the distinguishing feature for your Malvaceae is indefinite stamen. Write down this point. This point can be asked in the question for your NEET 2024 from Malvaceae. Malvaceae has indefinite stamen. Can you see here? So many stamens. Indefinite number of stamens. Okay. The stamens are found arranged in a staminal tube. See, this is your staminal tube. On the staminal tube, we can find all the stamens attached to it. It is a long, slender staminal tube. So on the staminal tube, all the stamens are attached. The stamens are monoadalphous. Can anyone in the chat tell me what is the meaning of monoadalphous? First, what is monoadalphous? The meaning of mono means single. So if all the stamens are fused into a single bundle, it is called as monoadalphous condition. Students, I'm telling you, if you go on YouTube anywhere right now, you will not find such detailed notes, such detailed class anywhere. Everyone will just upar say. So this is a very detailed class. That is monoadalphous condition. The staminal tube remains united at the base. The staminal tube here. This staminal tube is attached to the base here. And that condition is called as what? The condition is called as epipetalous condition, the distinguishing feature. This was the second distinguishing feature. The epipetalous condition is the distinguishing feature here. What is the meaning of epipetalous? The stamens. This is a stamen, this is a petal. They are fused. Stamen is attached to the petal. That is called as epipetalous. Right here. Stamen plus petal. When stamen and petal fuse together, it is called as epipetalous condition. It is called as what? epipetalous condition. So all of you can see the epipetalous condition here. Can you see vibrant color? Are the petals free or fused? The petals here are free. It is called as polypetalous condition. It is called as what? Polypetalous condition. Attached to the petal. Gayatri is asking me, quiz students. Our website is extremely safe. You can give your phone number on our website while logging in. No one will ever bother you. It's completely safe. It is completely free. Do it. Okay? So staminal tube is filament, sir? No. Staminal tube is not filament. Each one here. Listen to me. Who was the amazing doubt? Prem, listen to me very carefully. Each one is a stamen here. Each one is a stamen. When I say each one is a stamen there, the stamen will have filament and anther lobe. There are so many filaments here and anther lobe. Each and every single stamen is attached to a tube-like structure. That tube is called as what? Staminal tube. That tube is called as what? Staminal tube. Can you see here? All of these are attached to the tube-like structure here called as staminal tube. It is called as epipetalous. Clear, everyone? What is epipetalous condition? Epipetalous condition is a condition where your petals and your stamen are fused together. Clear? Any doubt, students? Keep asking me doubts. Students, I want all of you to be very interactive. I want you to have any stupid doubt, any stupid high level, mid level, bottom level doubt, ask me. I am here to solve your doubts, to teach you botany. Okay. Now androecium is done. The androecium is done. Now look at the gynoecium. If you look at the gynoecium, it consists of 5 to indefinite number of carpels. Again, in the case of gynoecium, it is all the way from 5 to indefinite number of carpels. So many carpels. How we have indefinite stamen. Similarly, even in the case of gynoecium, from 5 to infinity. From 5 to infinity number of carpels can be seen here. That is polycarp condition and syncarpus. What is the meaning of syncarpus? The meaning of syncarpus is very simple. The carpels are completely fused here. Carpels are fused. Sir, Edward is asking Graminae, Poaceae family and Asteraceae family. Yes, I will be doing today only. All those chapters, all those families, I'll be doing in today's video with the same energy all the way towards the end. Okay? Monoadalphous condition. Monoadalphous condition is a condition where all the stamens are arranged into a single bundle. Mono means single. Okay? Now ovary is superior. Superior means hypogynous ovary, right? And multilocular. Now someone was asking me before, sir, what is the difference between unilocular and multilocular? Sir, I don't want to by heart this. I want to understand this. How do you understand in biology? Look at the diagrams. Look at the visualization, right? See, can you see here? Each one here is a chamber. Each one is a chamber here. This is called as what? This is called as multilocular. Multiple locules. This is called as multilocular. In the case of your pea plant, it was unilocular. It was unilocular. Here it is multilocular. This is an example of your lady's finger. So students, don't by heart. So when you remember Malvaceae, remember lady's finger. In lady's finger, if you cut the lady's finger, we have the mucilaginous sac and we also have multiple locules, multiple chambers. Don't by heart. Understand, learn the diagrams. Okay? Learn the diagrams. So how about synopsis and participants can take place? Jameson, can you please ask the doubt one more time, rephrase it and I'll tell you. Okay, don't by heart, understand the diagrams and learn with me. Okay, that was your multilocular. Now each locule bears one to many ovules. Can you see each locule here has one locule? In the case of your lady's finger, there is a each locule, each chamber will have one ovule. One ovule. Okay? Next one concept. Now, the placentation is axial placentation. All of you know what is axial placentation? In axial placentation, we have multiple locules arranging towards outside. The style is united, but stigma are completely free here. If you look at the diagram here, the stigma, can you see 5? The stigma here are completely free. The style will be united. The style will be united, but the stigma, the receptive stigma, where the pollen grain comes and lands, that is going to be completely free. Sir, can you, Nandini is asking me, can you please tell me about staminal tube? I will tell you. And one more question is perianth. Both questions I'll take right now. The first question is, what is the staminal tube? See here. All the stamens. First point was what? The first point on Malvaceae andrecium was there are many stamen, indefinite number of stamens. So indefinite number of stamens are arranged. Indefinite number of stamens are arranged on a tube-like structure. All indefinite number of stamens are arranged on a tube-like structure called as staminal tube. It is called as what? Staminal tube. This long thing is called as what? Staminal tube. On the long staminal tube, all the stamens are attached. Indefinite number of stamen. The second question was, what is perianth? Simple question, simple answer. You know what is calyx? Do you know what is calyx? Do you know what is corolla? When calyx and corolla are so joined together, you cannot differentiate them. You cannot tell what is calyx, what is corolla. That condition is called as what? Tepals. That condition is called as what? Tepals. And a collection of a tepal is called as perianth. Clear? That is your perianth. Calyx and corolla are fused together. That is called as a tepal. Sepal and a petal is called as, when they join together, it is called as tepal. Collection of a tepal is called as perianth. Okay? Next question. All of you shoot. I want all of you to keep on asking me questions. Number of questions, every single doubt will be cleared in my class. I don't want all of you to go back regretting anything. Okay? Now, this is very important. The number of stigma is as much as the number of carpels. In the case of hibiscus, there are 5 carpels, and that's why we have 5 stigma in the case of hibiscus. Are 5. Okay? Let's look at the fruit. The fruit is your capsule or schizocarp. Don't worry about schizocarp, just learn the capsule here. The seeds are usually buried in a hairy covering to form the testa and the reniform or ovule in shape. What is reniform? The meaning of reniform is kidney shaped. The seeds are kidney shaped or ovule in nature. Students, remember, when we learn about a family, many plants are there. Each and every plant will have certain differences. That is why it is, sometimes it can be reniform, sometimes it can be ovule in shape or ovoid in shape. Okay, what is pollination? Pollination is entomophilous. The pollination is entomophilous. What is entomophilous? Pollination by insects. Entomophilous is pollination by insects. Can anyone in the chat tell me what is anemophilous? Anyone chat tell me what is hydrophily, entomophily, anemophily? First, all of those. Look at the floral diagram now. Floral formula first. What is the meaning of this? This is the meaning is actinomorphic. It is actinomorphic. This is bisexual. What is EPI? The meaning of EPI is epicalyx. Sir, how to remember bisexual and unisexual are hermaphrodites? The meaning of hermaphrodites is a term which you use in case of your animals. And bisexual means, bi means 2. Both sex organs are present in the same plant, that is bisexual. And opposite is unisexual. See, what is EPI? EPI means presence of epicalyx. All of you know what is epicalyx? Epicalyx is nothing but collection of bracteolates. Collection of bracteolates, whorl of bracteolates is called as epicalyx. It can be from 3 to 7. The calyx is 5. It is fused. It is gamosepalous. Then we have corolla. Corolla is 5 number. It is free. It is free. We saw here, right? Don't buy it. Remember this diagram. Corolla is petals are free completely. So it's polysepalous. But can we see this arrangement here? That is your epipetalous condition. This right here is the epipetalous condition. Okay, this is the epipetalous condition. That is your corolla and androecium are fused. Epipetalous condition. Now what was androecium? I told you indefinite number of androecium. So infinity. And what about gynoecium? Gynoecium is nothing but your 5 to indefinite. 5 to indefinite. And it is superior ovary, hypogynous in condition. Hypogynous condition. Look at the floral formula again. Can you see this outside here? This one. This is nothing but your epicalyx. That is the epicalyx here. That is the epicalyx. The outside part is the epicalyx. So students, I have taken this floral diagram directly from a book. That is the Angiosperm Studies book. This is your epicalyx. Inside the epicalyx, what is this? The sepals. These are the sepals which are fused together. Shows valvate estivation. Can you see? They're just touching at the margin. That is your valvate estivation. And they are fused. They're called as gamosepalous condition. Then we have your corolla. Corolla is free. Yes, corolla is free. Corolla is free here. It is 5 number. It shows which estivation? Can you see? One is inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. Overlapping. That is nothing but your twisted estivation. Here. Now look at the androecium. So many androecium. The meaning is what? Indefinite androecium. Even in your examination. I repeat again, in your examination, if you get a image like this, it means it is Malvaceae. If you see indefinite number of stamen, it is Malvaceae. Okay? It is Malvaceae condition. Now can you see this line here? Line like this coming out. What is line here? The line right now here is epipetalous condition. This line right here is the epipetalous condition. Now look at the gynoecium. 5 number, 5 to indefinite. But here they have showed 5 because this is a floral formula for your hibiscus. There are 5 number. Clear? That is the floral diagram. Sir, in Malvaceae, gynoecium is poly or syncarpous. See here. Can you see brackets here? What is the meaning of brackets? The meaning of brackets is it is syncarpous. Carpus are fused here. Syncarpous condition. Questions, come on, Prem. Sir, is it poly or syncarpous? That is the question, right, Prem? I'll tell you my Telegram account, don't worry. Any doubt till now? Can you explain the seed again? See here. The seed is usually buried in a hairy covering. So I'll tell you why the hairy covering there. The seed will have a hairy covering on top of it. So the pollination is entomophilous. The meaning is what? The insect will come and sit on it, and as soon as the insect will come and sit on it, the seed will attach. The seed will attach to the insect, or even the seed can even fly also. That is for by air. Anemophily can also happen. So seed has hairy covering on top of it and forms from the testa and tegma. On the testa outer covering of the seed, we have a hair-like structure. Okay. Sir, in Malvaceae, gynoecium is poly or sync. I think I answered that, right? I think I answered that question. Can you explain axial placentation, Kirtika? So axial placentation is very simple. Can you see here? The placenta is on the center. We have multiple ovules are attached on the periphery. On the margin, the ovules are attached, but in the center there is a gap, and we have multiple chambers, multiple locules. That is the axial placentation. But to learn the axial placentation, this diagram don't learn. learn the diagram which is given in your NCERT. That I'll teach you in the morphology of flowering plants. When I teach you basic botany, that time I'll teach you once again what is axial, what is the difference between parietal, what is basal placentation, what is free central. Everything I'll teach you once again there. Okay, I'll teach you NCERT diagrams. Okay, clear? Sir, floral formula one more time. See, in a floral formula, first one is your actinomorphic, bisexual condition, hermaphrodite. I told you presence of epicalyx, that is, it is from 3 to 7. Then we have the calyx. Calyx is what? Fused together, and 5, that is gamosepalous in condition. Then we have the corolla, which shows epipetalous condition, which is completely free, polysepalous condition, or 5 number. The androecium is fused and it is indefinite. Why do I say it is fused? Because of the staminal tube. Because of the staminal tube, it is fused. Gynoecium, it can be from 5 to indefinite. It is completely fused and it is superior ovary. It is superior ovary. Polyandrous condition. Polyandrous condition. So we are waiting for basic botany. I will teach basic botany. See, I have noted one thing. Some of you do not know the simple basics. So when as Gopika ma'am said before, if the foundation is not strong, the top will collapse. So trust me students, I will bring you a class called as basic botany, which will be useful for all the way from your class 9th concepts. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th concepts. Everything will be covered in that video. Okay. Now what is the economic importance? I already told you. That is cotton and jute. Cotton and jute. Your chocolate, Theobroma chocolate. The durian is a fruit. Okra and cacao. Okra is nothing but your lady's finger. Then we have balsa, which is used for your timber. Then we also have horticulture applications, that is such as your hibiscus. Hibiscus, mallow. Mallow is also a very beautiful flower. Mallow is also a very beautiful flower. That is your mallow. Next plant, next chapter, next family is your Brassicaceae. Sir, how many staminal tube is there? Single staminal tube. Single staminal tube, many stamens. Sir, floral diagram once again explain. Okay, everything for all of you. So if you look at the floral diagram here, focus. See students, if you're asking me doubts, I want all of you to focus. If you're asking a doubt, please focus now. See here, can you see this outer part? This outer part is called as your epicalyx. What is epicalyx? When lot of bracteolates, join together, they form a epicalyx. What is the meaning of epi? Below the calyx. Below the calyx is epicalyx. This is the epicalyx. Inside we have the calyx. Can you see the calyx are joined together? Gamosepalous condition. Yes, gamosepalous condition. There are 5 in number. And can you see they are joined together only by margins? They are not overlapping. Can I call them valvate estivation? Yes, it is valvate estivation. Look at the corolla here. Corolla, if you look at the hibiscus flower, the flower petals are free. Polypetalous condition. So petals are completely free here. Then we look at this lines here. Means what? Your androecium and your petals are fused. That is called as epipetalous condition. This is how you identify epipetalous condition. Now can you see this round structure? That is nothing but your staminal tube. That is nothing but your staminal tube in the case of Malvaceae. Then we have this structure. Can you see this? Many stamens. Indefinite number of stamens can be seen in the case of Malvaceae. And then inside, can you see gynoecium? That is nothing but your 5 carpels here. Because this example is from your hibiscus plant. This is a floral diagram for your hibiscus. This is your hibiscus. Gynoecium, 5 carpels in number. Clear? Next question. Sir, in floral diagram, staminal tube is there. See, this is staminal tube. Can you see this round thing here? Can you see this round thing here? That is the staminal tube. Next doubt. 3 minutes break, I'll tell you. Tomato belongs to Solanaceae, yes. Trust me, you follow my class, as Ravindran is saying, follow my class, you will love botany. Prem is asking what is fruit capsule. Prem, if I want to teach you all the different type of fruits, right? What is the meaning of simple fruit, dry fruit, capsule, cremocarp, all of those I'll cover in the basic botany. If I sit and teach you, there are so many types of fruits. We have drupe, berry. Drupe which is given in your NCERT, that's for your mango and coconut, right? Drupe is given. There are so many different types of fruits. If I sit and explain each one of them right now, it will take at least half an hour class. It will take half an hour or 45 minutes will go off in explaining fruits itself. So I will teach you all types of fruits in the basic botany class. Okay? Sir, in andrecium, gynoecium side, gynoecium was given as polycarpillary syncarpus. What about that? So, syncarpus condition. Syncarpus, can you see all of them are fused here? Here. All of them are here fused here. Right? All of them are fused. That is the syncarpus condition here. Syncarpus condition. Any doubt still? Timber. Timber is nothing but wood. When you make buildings, right? To make a building, you need wood. Not like Indian buildings. Like in America, you can see the buildings are made up of, like the homes are made up of wood, right? Timber, you use the timber there for making houses. That is called as timber. Basically, wood logs. Wood logs. Any more doubts? Can we take a 2 minutes break? And after 2 minutes, can I start the Brassicaceae, which is called as Cruciferae? I think today is going to be a long session, students. Today's session is going to be a very long session. Because I am answering every doubt. We are taking everything in detail. We are not in hurry. So let's take a 3 minutes break or 5 minutes break. And we will start with Brassicaceae. Okay? Sir, you mentioned polycarpus. So in notes you mentioned, okay, I'll tell you what is polycarpus. That is not here. Polycarpus not here. I'll tell you what is polycarpus. Wait for students, wait. Let's take a 5 minutes break and I'll come back and I'll teach you everything. Let's start with Cruciferae. Today's class is going to be 4 hours, I feel now. Oh my god. This is what happens when you teach in detail. You just go off, it just goes with the flow. So I'll take 5 minutes break and we'll start. I'll drink some water, you drink some water, and we will start with Cruciferae. Okay? Let's take a 5 minutes break, all of you. Exactly, what's the time now? The time right now is 8:38. Take it as 8:40 only. 8:40 to 8:45. Exactly at 8:45. Exactly at 8:45 I'll teach you. 8:45 I'll teach you the next concept, that is Brassicaceae. Okay? 8:45. All of you, I'll see there. Meet you at 8:45. Okay then students. Meet you at 8:45. Let's keep on studying the botany. So while you're out there, like the video. I forgot to like the video. So students, like the video. Do not forget to like the video. And we'll start with the concept next. Okay? 5 minutes break. Amazing. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll just drink some water and come. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I'll give you words. Okay. Let's start. Where's my pen? That's here. Can we start, students? There are more subjects and syllabus for topics, so 2 to 3 hours. Keep it only the teaching. Amazing, no doubts. That's what I'm decided. Now let's focus on that chapter. Let's focus. So students, if you have a lot of doubts, let me know in the comment section, and we will go with the flow now. We will start Brassicaceae, and we will understand each and every line of NCERT, what was given before, and I'll teach you Brassicaceae like never before. Let's understand Brassicaceae. Simple. When you think of Brassicaceae, which plant comes to your mind? Can everyone in the chat tell me which plant comes to your mind when you think of Brassicaceae? What is Brassicaceae? Obviously the most famous plant. The most famous plant in case of Brassicaceae is mustard. All of you know what is mustard? Now, what about radish? What about turnip? Now all these plants, radish, turnip, right? Radish, turnip, or it could be your mustard. All of these plants are your members of your Brassicaceae. All of these are members of Brassicaceae. Now let's look at the distribution. Let's look at the distribution of your Brassicaceae. This family are cosmopolitan nature. What is the meaning of cosmopolitan? The cosmopolitan means it can be found in almost all the parts of the country or the earth. On every part of the earth you can almost find them, except obviously the oceans and seas and everything. I'm talking about the land, terrestrial land. On every part of terrestrial land you can find the mustard plants or the members of Brassicaceae in their distribution. But the majority of them are common in northern temperate regions. In the northern temperate regions you can find Brassicaceae in a very large quantity. Okay. Now what about the habitat? We can find them in all three formats. That is they can be herbs, they can be shrubs, they can also be trees. Herbs, shrubs and trees. All three of them. That can be mostly plants are annual, biennial or even perennial herbs. What is the annual herbs? Annual herbs are the herbs which complete their life cycle in a single year. That is your annual. What about biennial? Biennial are the plants which complete their life cycle in 2 years. First year they develop, second year they flower. Then what about perennial? perennial herbs, they keep on growing year after year. They keep on growing year after year. That's perennial, biennial and annual. What about the roots? Roots again are usually taproot and branched. Taproot and branch, because your Brassicaceae is a family of dicots, and we know in the case of your dicots, we usually see the taproot. The taproot modification. Now this is a particular concept from your morphology of flowering plants first part. We learnt about root modification, right? Swollen root. The root gets modified to accommodate, right? It needs to store food. In order to store food, the root gets modified. That's your fusiform root in the case of your radish. That is your Raphanus sativus. Or it can be napiform in the case of your Brassica rapa. That is your turnip. In the case of your turnip and radish, you can find the root modification, the modification of root for storage of food. And also found in such roots are become swollen and store nutrition in them. That's the basics of Brassicaceae. Now let's look at the stem. The stem can be herbaceous. Again, the meaning of herbaceous is the stem is very flexible. It is green in color. It is very green color. Sir, Gautam is asking monocarpic and polycarpic. Polycarpic means many carpus, many carpal. Monocarpic means a single carpal, a single carpal. Okay. The stem is herbaceous. It is erect and it is cylindrical in nature. The stem is cylindrical, basic information. Or sometimes it can be extremely reduced. If you look at the stems of your radish, how many of you eat radish? When you try to cook radish, when you bring radish from the market, you take a radish, but you see the entire root modification. On top we have the leaf, right? This is your entire radish. On the top of radish, here we have the leaves. We have the radish leaves. But where is the stem here? The stem here is actually very tiny and inconspicuous. Do you see this part, small part here? That is actually the stem of the radish. It is very condensed, very inconspicuous, very tiny, right? Very tiny stem here. This is the stem here. This is the root and this is the leaf of your radish. That is Raphanus and Brassica. And it is glabrous. What is the meaning of glabrous? The meaning of glabrous, it is very shiny in appearance. It is very shiny, very smooth. Glabrous means smooth, smooth skin, smooth. And it is also can be hairy. The stem can have hair on it. That is your trichomes. A lot of trichomes can be seen. A lot of trichomes can be seen there. Then we have solid and branched. What about the leaves? The leaves are very simple again. All of us know what is a simple leaf, where the incisions do not touch the midrib, or it is alternate phyllotaxy. When the entire stem is there, on each nodal region, the leaves are growing in a alternate fashion, and it is possess simple or branched hairs. Simple or branched hair. So on the leaf surface, if you touch the leaves of your mustard, if you touch the leaf of a mustard, you can find small hair on top of it. Small hair. If you touch the leaf, right, go on, touch the leaf. As soon as you touch the leaf, you can find small hair on top of it. That is called as hairy leaf. That is called as what? Hairy leaf. What about the inflorescence? The inflorescence is racemose type. The inflorescence is racemose type. I have already told you what is inflorescence. Racemose and cymose. So here we can find racemose inflorescence. Now what about the flower? The flower is said to be ebractate. What is the meaning of ebractate? The meaning of ebractate means the bract is completely absent. The bract is completely absent. Right, bract is completely absent here. Right, the bract is completely absent here. That is called as ebractate in nature. Then we have pedicellate. What is the meaning of pedicellate? The pedicellate means the flower has a pedicel here. That is a stalk. The flower will have a stalk. That is pedicellate. The stalk of your inflorescence is peduncle. Okay. Then we have regular, that is actinomorphic kind of symmetry. What is the meaning of actinomorphic? The flower can be divided into two separate halves in any plane. Then we have the hermaphrodite nature. What is hermaphrodite? The meaning of hermaphrodite, again I told you, it is bisexual in condition. Hello Shreyas sir, I can see Shreyas sir in the chat. All of you, like for Shreyas sir one more time now. That is hermaphrodite in nature, it is complete. The flower is complete here. The meaning of complete is very simple. A complete flower will have all the four whorls present in it. Then we have cruciform corolla. Now, throughout the journey, from last 2 hours, each and every family, I've been telling you what is the crucial point, what is the point which can be asked in the question, which can be asked in your NEET 2024. Similarly, in the case of Cruciferae or Brassicaceae, the point which can be asked is here the cruciform corolla. The cruciform corolla. And in today's class, with the help of a diagram, with the help of a picture, I will show you what exactly is a cruciform corolla. Cruciform corolla. Right? Now, can you see this? Why is it called as Cruciferae? The reason it's called as Cruciferae because it is cruciform corolla. Right? Cruciform corolla. Now, if you look at the corolla here, look at the corolla. How does it look like? Like a cross, right? It looks like a cross. It looks like a cross here. There are 4 petals. There are 4 petals which look like a cross here. That is called as cruciform corolla. That is called as what? Cruciform corolla here. Cruciform, yes. Prem, this is what it means to be a cruciform corolla. The 4 different, think of it as a body, 2 legs and 2 arms. 2 legs and 2 arms, they're in a cross fashion. They're in a cross fashion. That is the reason it is called as cruciform corolla. See here, this is the cruciform corolla. Cruciform corolla. In my basic botany class, I will be teaching you all of these flowers. There are so many different type of flowers that I'll be teaching you in the basic botany class. But for now, you should remember, in the case of your Brassicaceae, the most distinguishing feature of the flower is none other than the cruciform corolla. Now let's go to the next concept, that is calyx. How is the calyx here? The calyx is polysepalous. What is the meaning of poly? The meaning of poly is free. So free sepals. The sepals are completely free here. The free sepals. And it consists of 4 sepals in the same fashion. See here. In the sepals will also be in 4 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 plus 2 arrangement of the sepals. 2 plus 2 arrangement of the petals. 4 sepals. The sepals are arranged in 2 whorls. That is 2 plus 2 arrangement. Students, I really wish all of you had a flower in front of you. So that's how you learn botany. You keep a flower in front of you, you examine the flower, you look at the flower and you tell, yes, it has 4 sepals. You can see 4 sepals in 2 whorls. You look at the flower from the top, you can see a cross shape. That is a cruciform corolla. So students, if you ever get a chance, go look for a mustard flower. Just look from the top of it. The mustard flower will look like a cross. That is in a cruciform manner. Okay. The aestivation is imbricate. What is imbricate aestivation? Imbricate aestivation is the aestivation where petals and sepals are arranged in a overlapping manner, but it is not in a regular fashion. Okay. Next is corolla. Corolla is again polypetalous. What is the meaning of poly? I already told you. Means free and cruciform. The corolla here is cruciform. The shape of the flower is in a cruciform corolla. That is again 2 plus 2 arrangement. And what is the symmetry here? The symmetry here is actually zygomorphic. Why? Because the upper 2 petals are relatively smaller. The upper 2 petals are actually a little smaller and the lower ones are actually a lot bigger. that is called as zygomorphic, because you can divide them in only a single plane. As I'm telling you, the most important points in each family, the most important point in the case of your Brassicaceae is the androecium, that is the tetradynamous condition. This right here is a NEET PYQ. This right here is a NEET PYQ. That is tetradynamous condition. See here, how does it look like? In tetradynamous condition, we have in total of 6 stamens. In total, we have how many? 6 stamens. 1 stamen. In total, we have 6 stamen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stamens are present towards the inside, and 2 stamens are present towards the outside. This is your tetradynamous condition. That is 4 plus 2 arrangement. 4 plus 2 arrangement is called as tetradynamous condition. The 4 stamens which are present toward the inside. The 4 stamens which are present toward the inside are long stamens. The filament here is extremely long. But the stamens which are present towards the outside, are shorter in nature. Now this condition is called as tetradynamous condition, and this is a characteristic feature of your Brassicaceae. Every single member will have tetradynamous condition, but some member, rarely we can see didynamous condition also. Can anyone in the chat tell me what is the meaning of didynamous now? Anyone in the chat? So here we can see tetradynamous condition, that is 4 plus 2 arrangement. 4 plus 2 arrangement, 4 towards the inside, 2 towards the outside. See, 2 are towards the outside, 4 are towards the inside. Tetradynamous condition. This is actually a NEET PYQ. What is the meaning of exstipulate? Exstipulate means the stipules are completely absent. That is the exstipulate condition. Now look at the gynoecium. Gynoecium here is 2 carpels, right? 2 carpels. That is why it is called as bicarpellary. If there is a single carpel, it is called as monocarpellary. 2 carpels, it is called as bicarpellary. Now what if there are many carpels? If the many carpels are there, it is called as polycarpellary. Okay, and it is called as syncarpus. What is the meaning of syncarpus? Syncarpus means all the 4. So both the carpels here are fused. They are fused. Then the ovary is superior, that is hypogynous ovary. Then unilocular but becomes bilocular. Now this again can be asked this year in NEET 2024. This is one of my prediction questions. That is, in the case of your Brassicaceae, initially it is unilocular. Before it is unilocular, but as it grows older, the unilocular becomes bilocular. Because of the presence of a false septum. Called as replum. Replum development happens. So unilocular becomes multilocular now. The placentation is parietal placentation here. The basic placentation. Now what about the fruit? The fruit is very simple here. So what is pseudoseptum? Pseudoseptum is nothing but your false septum. Pseudo means false, and this is what is false septum, called as replum. Replum is the pseudoseptum found in the case of your Brassicaceae, also called as Cruciferae. Clear? Next one, the fruit here is siliqua. Students, don't worry if you do not know what is siliqua or silicula. I will teach you what is silica, silicula in my detailed basic botany class. But for now, please remember, in the case of your Brassicaceae, the fruit is called as siliqua or silicula. Sometimes the fruit is lomtimon. Lomtimon is not given in your syllabus, so I don't think it will also be given. You can discard this. You can discard this. But please remember, the fruit is siliqua. The fruit here is siliqua. Now what about the pollination? The pollination is usually again entomophilous. Entomophilous. Pollination by insects. Pollination by insects. Now this is your fruit actually. This is the fruit. Siliqua fruit. Siliqua fruit. This is how it looks like. I think most of you would have noticed this. Most of you would have noticed this, right? So someone is asking me what is ray florets and disc florets. Ray florets and disc florets, will come to that when I teach you Asteraceae. When I teach you Asteraceae, we'll come to ray florets and disc florets. Okay? Cool? Now, let's look at the floral diagram of Brassicaceae. This was also in your syllabus. Ray florets is in the case of your Asteraceae, not here. In your Asteraceae, you will learn ray florets and disc florets. So wait for that. Next is the Asteraceae. Okay? Next is Asteraceae. Now let's understand ray florets and disc florets. Sorry. Let's understand the floral formula here. What is this? Again, it is actinomorphic condition. What is the symbol? This symbol is bisexual condition. What about the calyx? Calyx, I told you, the arrangement of calyx is poly. It is free in nature. It is 2+2 arrangement. 2+2 arrangement. Now what about the corolla? The cruciform corolla. The cruciform corolla is present as 4. Now what about the andrecium? The andrecium shows here tetradynamous condition. The andrecium shows here tetradynamous condition. That is the 2+4 arrangement. The 4 are present towards the inside. 4 are present towards the inside. The 2 are present towards the outside. Now what about the gynoecium? The gynoecium is bicarpillary, 2-carpillary, bilocular. That is presence of false septum, syncarpus, and superior ovary. That is your hypogynous condition. Hypogynous condition, superior ovary, and bicarpillary condition. Bicarpillary. Now look at the floral diagram. This is directly from your NCERT. Can you see the calyx? That is 2+2. They are present in 2 whorls, inside whorl and outside whorl. Bisexual condition. Now what about this? This is your petals. That is, petals are arranged in 2+2 order. Then we also have the tetradynamous condition. 2 are present outside. These are the short ones. Short ones. But inside, if you see, if you look at the inside, we have the 4 long ones. That is showing the tetradynamous condition. This is showing the tetradynamous condition. Then we have the bicarpillary condition, bicarpillary syncarpus condition. That is the floral diagram of your Brassicaceae. Brassicaceae. Now what about the economic importances? Economic importances. Now let's look at economic importance. All of you know food, and all of you eat food. All of you done cabbage. The cabbage, broccoli, the cauliflower, the cabbage, broccoli, every single one of them belong to your Brassicaceae. And we have Brussels sprouts, which is very famous in Japan. In Japan, it's the most famous food, the Brussels sprouts. Then we have the oil, such as your mustard oil, Then we also have medicine, that is Lepidium sativum, which is used in your joint pains and such. So once again, diagram. See here, this is your calyx. This is your calyx, which are arranged in 2 whorls. Then we have the petals. There are 4 petals here. 4 petals. Then we look at the anther condition. Look at the stamens. Stamens are arranged in tetradynamous condition. Stamens are arranged in tetradynamous conditions. That is 4 towards the inside. These are the long ones. And 2 towards the outside. They are the short ones. Then we also have this structure here, that is your bicarpellary condition, and bilocular, that is presence of false septum here. I think that is the end of Brassicaceae. Any doubt in Brassicaceae, students? Any doubt in Brassicaceae? Till now, any doubt in Brassicaceae? Ask me right now and I'll tell you. Any doubt till now? Any doubt in Brassicaceae? Can I go ahead? Can I go ahead with Asteraceae, the most important family? Asteraceae is the most important family which is going to be asked in your examination. Trust me, students, in Asteraceae, especially the inflorescence, the ray florets, disc florets are extremely important. Can we start? Clear? Clear? Can we start? Can we start with the Compositae, also called as... One second, students, I think here, let me clarify this. Clear, right? Everything is clear here. Let's go to the next one now. Let's go to the Compositae. Can we start with Compositae? Clear? Can we start? I want emojis now. I want, see, every single time we finish a family, I want fire emojis, hearts or anything on the chat, so I will know that you have understood everything. Can we start? Can we start? I hear spammer in the chat. I don't know who is that, but they'll always be there. Spammers will be there. You don't have to worry about them. So can we start with the next family, that is your Compositae. Can we start? One second, students. So, for exam point of view, Prem, from exam point of view, please remember it as actinomorphic, because that was given in your NCERT. But some of the plants shows zygomorphic. That's what I showed you there, zygomorphic. But from exam point of view, write it as actinomorphic, because this is what is given in your NCERT. Write it as actinomorphic. Okay? Write it as actinomorphic. Okay, Nidhi, please write it as actinomorphic. See, in your NCERT is absolute. See, I'll tell you in botany, right? You will have so many flowers from a same family showing multiple types of flower. But from exam point of view, for Brassicaceae, write down actinomorphic. Okay? Cool. I think that part is clear. I think that part is clear. Let's start with your Compositae. Now I'll quickly go over the distribution, habitat and the habit and root. In the case of your Compositae, the Compositae or the Asteraceae is the most largest family. The most largest family. Like, if you can tell me, can anyone in the chat tell me which is the largest phylum? Can anyone in the chat tell me which is the largest phylum in the case of your animal kingdom? Anyone in the chat who can tell me? Similarly, if you look at the plant families, when you look at so many plant families, the largest family with a multiple varieties of different type of species is your Compositae, also called as Asteraceae. The Compositae is the largest family in angiosperms, containing about 1,900 different genera and almost 32,000 species of plants. Such large variety of plants can be seen in the case of your Asteraceae. Large one. Yes, it's arthropods in the case of your animals. Can anyone in the chat tell me which is the second largest phylum? Gopika ma'am will be proud if you can tell me which is the second largest phylum. Chat. Now distribution, again, it is cosmopolitan nature. Distribution again is cosmopolitan. It can be found in wide variety of places. Then habitat, the plants may be herbs, shrubs, but very rarely we can see trees. But remember this, in the members of Asteraceae, In the members of Asteraceae, the almost all the plants are either herb or shrub. They're either herb or shrub here. Herb or shrub. Now what about the root? Root is again taproot because it is a dicot plant. Dicot plant is taproot. Now again in the case of your roots here, in the case of Asteraceae, again in the case of your Asteraceae, the root can show a little bit of modification. The root can show modification. Example is Hyanthus. In Helianthus tuberosus, the root can become modified and fleshy also, the root modification. This is your beautiful family of your Asteraceae. Every single wedding out there, every single wedding, functions, they will keep adding the flowers, right? That is belongs to your Asteraceae, the beautiful family of your flowers. Now, have you seen this in the roadsides? Have you seen this in the roadsides? Have you seen this is a weed which grows on the roadsides? This is called as your Tridax procumbus. Tridax. Like I used to play with this as a kid. As a kid, I used to make a, toss it open like a Coca-Cola bottle. This is actually a Tridax, and this also belongs to your Asteraceae, the beautiful family. Now, what about the stem? The stem can be erect, herbaceous, cylindrical, or somewhat hairy. If you look closely here, can you see a small white structure here on the stem? Yes, sir, we can see. That is actually the hairy stem of your Asteraceae. Asteraceae has hairy stem. Right, hairy stem. Prem is asking me, all 5 families are dicots? No. The last family which I'll be teaching you today in today's class is Poaceae, that is monocot family. Poaceae is monocot family. So what about the leaves? Leaves are usually alternate phyllotaxy, right? Alternate phyllotaxy. Then we have sometimes opposite. Sometimes we can see opposite of it, right? And rarely whorled. And they are again, some of the plants will be simple, some of the plants will have compound. But students, remember, in your NEET examination, they will not ask questions from here. They will ask questions directly from the points which are more highlighted, more very conspicuous, the points which are, what do I say, very specific to this plant, such as the inflorescence. And that is the next point which I'm going to teach you today, is the inflorescence of your Asteraceae. So before that, let me quickly understand what is exstipulate. The exstipulate is a condition where stipules are absent. Then we have petiolate. Petiole is present. Surface is glabrous, because it can be shiny or there can be hair on it. Margin, or the leaf margin is entire or serrated. Now what is the meaning of serrated? The meaning of serrated is this. Have you seen this leaf? Can you see the leaf margin? Leaf margin has this shape like this. This is called as serrated. This is called as serrated here. Okay. Now, the most important part which I'll be teaching you right now, which is going to be asked in your NEET examination, is the inflorescence. Students, this is the most detailed class we can find out there. I'll be teaching you the inflorescence, that is, racemose is very rarely. Racemose here is very rarely, but the inflorescence which all of you need to focus here is the head or capitulum. So students, let me know in the chat if you're ready for the inflorescence, which is the game changer here. The inflorescence is the game changer, where the questions will ask the same inflorescence which can cause serious confusion in you. So are you ready? Students? Are you ready? Capitulum or head? I'll teach you what is capitulum. I'll tell you what is capitulum. Ready? Are you ready for the inflorescence? This is the most important point in the case of your Asteraceae, the most characteristic feature in Asteraceae. So students, if you open your NCERT right now, and check the example of your epigynous, which the example which is given, the last example there which is given there is the ray florets of. ray florets of sunflower. So in the case of your sunflower, in the case of your Asteraceae, we have a special type of inflorescence called as head or capitulum. If you look at this, all of you have seen this bright color. All of you have seen this bright color flower. Now can you see this center part? Now this center part is called as disc floret. In the same flower, in the same inflorescence, this actually is not a flower. This right here is not a flower. This right here is actually an inflorescence. It's an inflorescence. It is made up of two type of flowers. That's right. We have two separate type of flowers here. The center one is called as disc floret. The outside part here, outside part here is called as ray florets. They're called as what? Ray florets. When you look at the inflorescence here, we have two type of flowers. That is this is the entire head or capitulum. The head, this looks like a head, right? The head or a capitulum. The head or a capitulum has two type of flowers. This one, outside part here, that's the ray florets, and the inside part has the disc flowers. Inside one has disc flowers. Now, what is the difference between them? Are they similar? Are they different? I will be teaching you in next 5 minutes. I want ultimate focus now. Ultimate focus. I do not want each one of you to even look here and there. Look what I show you. Listen to my words and write down these points. If you just read it, you'll not understand this. Listen to me very carefully now. We have two type of flowers here. In the entire head or a capitulum, we have two type of flowers. The first type, the outer type, is called as ray florets. The inside part is called as disc florets. The main common feature here is they're both sessile in nature. What is the meaning of sessile? Both the flowers do not have a stalk. They do not have a stalk. They do not have a pedicel there. There is no pedicel. Now let's look at the difference now. The main difference, the first difference between ray florets and disc florets is ray florets are zygomorphic. While your disc florets are actinomorphic. They are actinomorphic. That is the first difference. Here. If you look at this flower, if you draw one of the structure here, if you draw one of the ray florets, it will look like this something. The ray florets will look like this. I can divide this particular flower into a single plane, right? This can be divided only like this. That is why it is called as zygomorphic in nature. It cannot be actinomorphic, because if I divide like this will be a little thicker, this will be more pointed. So it is zygomorphic in nature. That is the ray florets. Ray florets are zygomorphic in nature. They are zygomorphic in nature, while your disc florets are actinomorphic. Please write down, this is the most important point here. The difference between ray florets and disc florets. Yes, exactly. Sunflower is not actually a flower. Sunflower is a inflorescence. Next point. This is complete. Your disc flower is complete, while your ray florets are incomplete. One of the wall is missing. Which wall? Can you see here? Androecium is absent here. Androecium is absent. In the case of your ray florets, the androecium is completely absent. It is a unisexual flower. The ray florets are unisexual. They are incomplete. unisexual. While your disc florets, the disc florets will have both androecium and gynoecium. That's why they're called as complete flower, also bisexual. Please know this difference. Students, please know the difference between ray florets and disc florets. That is actinomorphic, complete, hermaphrodite. What is hermaphrodite? Bisexual in nature, bractate. The bracts are present here. We can see a lot of bracts here, and it is epigynous. Students, what is the meaning of epigynous? Is it superior, inferior, or half inferior? First, I want to know in the chat right now, what is the meaning of epigynous? The meaning of epigynous is inferior ovary. The ovary here is inferior. That is why it is given in your NCERT. Here also again, it is epigynous condition. It was given in your NCERT. The example for epigynous was your inferior ovary, was the ray florets as well as the disc florets of sunflower. Okay, let's go to the next point. Clear till here? All of you know what is the difference? All of you know the difference till now? Are you following with me? Is it becoming too complicated? Students, let me know in the chat if you're following me right now, because I'm going to take you on a journey even further now. Let's get more complicated. We started very simple now. Let's understand even more deeper concepts now. Okay? Are you following me? Are all of you following me what I'm saying right now? If you're following me right now, sir, just type yes sir in the chat and I will teach you the next concept, that is the calyx, which is also very different here. The calyx again is very different here. Listen to me very carefully now. The next one is calyx. Next one is calyx. So in the case of sunflower, in the case of your Asteraceae members, listen to my words. In the case of your Asteraceae members, the calyx is completely rudimentary. It is even absent in some cases. The calyx is sometimes even absent, or it is very rudimentary, very immature. In fact, in the case of your calyx, in your disc florets or ray florets, the calyx is modified into a large number of bristles. Now, what is this bristles? What is the meaning of bristles? All of you brush in the morning. If you look at the tip of the toothbrush, if you look at the tip of the toothbrush, do you see fine hair-like structure? Just do the brush like this. You see fine hair-like structure. Those are called as bristles. Similarly, in the case of your Asteraceae, the calyx is very rudimentary. The calyx is modified into a hair-like structure or bristles called as pappus. Called as what? Pappus. It's called as pappus. If you look at the calyx, of your Asteraceae members, if you remove that the flower which I showed you, right? You play with the flower. If you remove the flower, you can see white lines kind of thing. That is actually the calyx. Can you see this lines here? Fine bristle-like things. That is the calyx. It is also called as pappus. So students, if you get a question NEET 2024, what is a pappus? A pappus can be seen in the case of which family? The answer should be your Asteraceae. In the case of Asteraceae, both in the case of ray florets and disc florets. Pappus. So what is the meaning of rudimentary? The meaning of rudimentary is very primitive, very basic condition is rudimentary. You see in the case of your Turner syndrome, we mention a line there, rudimentary ovaries. In the case of Turner syndrome, we say rudimentary ovaries. Means very basic, very primitive. That is the meaning here of the pappus. Yes, we see it flying. Remember, dandelions, we see it flying. That is actually the calyx part which helps in flying. Then let's look at the corolla. Here. See, again in the case of ray florets, it's either represented by pappus or it is completely absent. And what about the corolla? The corolla in the case of your disc floret is petals are 5 or it can be many, right? It is gamopetalous. It is gamopetalous. Gamo means fused. The petals are fused here. Tubular or actinomorphic in nature. I told you this is actinomorphic, while your ray florets are zygomorphic. That's the basic difference all of you should know. Then what about the estivation? You see, the swollen base, if you look at the helianthus, sunflower, the base will be swollen. And nectar is present and valvate estivation and variously colored. That's why we have so many varieties, so many color type of sunflowers or show plants, or remember all those plants in marriage they use color family, color. Now what about the androecium? The stamen are here five stamen, but they are epipetalous condition. All of us know what is epipetalous condition. Epipetalous condition is a condition where your stamens and petals are attached. Same stamen and petals are completely attached here. Epipetalous condition. And syngenesious. This can be asked also as a NEET PYQ this year. What is the meaning of syngenesious? Listen to me very carefully now. Listen to me very carefully. I told you what is Adalphus condition. Adalphus condition is a condition where stamen is attached. Clear? That was Adalphus. Monoadalphus, single bundle. Diadalphus, 2 bundles. But what is this syngenesious condition? Syngenesious condition is a condition where this is your stamen, filaments. This is the anther lobes. In the case of syngenesious condition, only and only the anther lobes are fused. The anther lobes are completely fused, and the filaments are completely free. The filaments are completely free, while your anther lobes are completely fused. Now this is a condition called as syngenesious condition. Students, take it in writing today. Syngenesious condition is a very high topic. It's a very repeated question in CSIR net level exam. What is syngenesious condition? So students, please write down what exactly is syngenesious condition. Okay, syngenesious. Now what about gynoecium? The carpels may be 2, that is bicarpellary condition, right? Bicarpellary condition. Then we have syncarpus. What is the meaning of syncarpus? The meaning of syncarpus is the carpus are fused, or ovary here is inferior, that is epigynous condition. Unilocular and containing a single basal ovule. Students, I know all this information is too much, right? All of you are wondering, sir, you're teaching so much today. How will I remember so much? Is that thought coming to all of your minds? Tell me in the chat, are you also worried that, sir, you are teaching so much information, how will we remember so much? Right? That thought will come into your mind right now. You might be thinking, sir, there are 5 families, so much information, how will you remember? But remember students, you might be studying this for the first time. But when you study the same concept second time, third time, fourth time, trust me students, it'll get stuck in your mind. Botany is one of the subjects where the way you're learning right now is by listening to me, but not by experimenting. When you experiment things, you remember it better. But you're actually listening to me and learning right now, right? So the only way for you right now to remember all of these plants and information is by, first thing is watching this video multiple times. Second point here is, after I share this information with you, the PDF which I gave you today, please read it tomorrow morning. Please, it's my humble request. Please go through all of this information once tomorrow morning. Tomorrow again, try watching this video one more time. Write down the doubts. Comment down the doubts to me. Clear the doubts. And then only you will remember all this. Then only, the more you practice the families, the more you'll remember it. Because right now you might be struggling with 5 families which I'm teaching today. I remember when I was doing my masters in botany, I had 54 families to remember. Remember how many families? 54 families I had to remember. 54 families. And all these families, when I studied for the first time, I was so overwhelmed. How will I remember 54 families for my exam? But when you study every single day, one day at a time, you will remember it. Trust me, students, this is going to be a piece of cake for you. As the exam is coming near, you will remember this like it's on your fingertips. Okay? So be confident. Do not get discouraged. Okay? So that's my motivation for you for taxonomy. Okay? Clear? Let's go to the next concept. Then we have here, Andrecium is completely absent. Gynoecium is same as in disc floret and ray florets. Yes, it is pulvinous. Yes, there is here your corolla will have a swollen base. You might have seen in the case of your sunflower itself, the base is actually swollen little. The base is actually swollen little. I will provide you all the information, students. Trust me, I do not want to take risk with all of you. I could have just taught basics and left everything. The reason I am doing such a detailed class is to make sure that you do not miss out on anything. I know, because this information is not given in your NCERT. I went out of my way to make sure you find the best information, the most detailed information on this particular families. Okay? Then we have basal placentation. Now let's look at the floral diagram. Look at the floral diagram. Bracteates, yes, both cases bracts are present. Here it is zygomorphic in nature. Here it is actinomorphic, I told you. Here it is, actually it is not bisexual, it should be a unisexual. It is only unisexual here. It is bisexual. That's why it's written or neutral here. What about the calyx? Calyx is modified here. And calyx is modified into a structure called as pappus. It is structured into a such called as pappus. So calyx is pappus. Now what about the andrecium? What about the corolla? Corolla is 5. It is fused in nature. It is fused. Same case here. Corolla is 5. It is fused. But in the case of your disc florets, the distinguishing feature here is the epipetalous condition. Can you see the epipetalous condition here? Yes, that is the epipetalous condition. Andrecium is present here. Andrecium is completely absent here. Andrecium is absent here. Distinguishing feature. And then what about the gynoecium? Gynoecium again in the both cases is same. That is, it is bicarpellary, syncarpous and inferior ovary. And what? Inferior ovary. Pulvinous is a character of leguminous plants. Yes, it is a character of leguminous plants. But Prem, do you think plants, some of the families share some characters? Yes, they will share some characters. So even in the case of corolla, we can find swollen base of the style. The style gets swollen here. What is anatropous? Anatropous ovule. See, there are multiple types of ovules. Inverted ovule, anatropous ovule. So that concept I'll teach you in the basic botany. Right now let's focus on the disc floret and ray floret. So this is your gynoecium. That is the main difference between ray floret and disc floret. Let me quickly summarize it. The first difference here is, let me quickly summarize. The first difference is here zygomorphic, actinomorphic, unisexual, bisexual. Andrecium is absent, andrecium is present. Calyx is modified into a structure called as pappus, pappus. Then here in the case of your no epipetalous condition, in the case of a disc floret, we find epipetalous condition. Those are the main features which you need to remember, and along with that, the inferior ovary. Along with that, inferior ovary. These are the characters of inflorescence of your sunflower. Inflorescence of sunflower. Can you see multiple bracts, multiple bracts formation. See, this is sepals. This is the bracts. Many bracts. This is your bracteolate. Okay. See here. Can you see the calyx is modified? Calyx is modified into fine hair-like structure called as pappus. That is the sepals. Sepals get modified into pappus here. And this is the ovary. Then this is the petals are fused here. This is your sunflower. That is the members of Asteraceae. That is the members of Asteraceae. Cool. Now let's look at the floral diagram. Again, in floral diagram, can you see these are the bracts? These are the bracts. Then we have the sepals. Then we have the sepals. Then we have the petals. And this is the epipetalous condition. Epipetalous condition. Right? Epipetalous condition. Petals attached to the androecium. This is the androecium. Right? This is the androecium. This is a case of only for your disc floret. In case of ray floret, this will be completely absent. This will be absent. Okay. Now, what is the economic importance? Basal placentation. Yes, Prem, you're asking me what is the meaning of basal placentation? That I will teach in the detailed basic botany. What is basal placentation? What is parietal? What is free central? All I'll teach there. Sir, how do you can tell the difference between calyx and bract? Very good question. Calyx are actually very much attached to your petals. So remember, when we know in the basic botany, we have 4 whorls. What do you mean by whorls? All of them are arising in a concentric rings. But bracts is little bit separated out from the whorls. That's how we tell the difference between bract and your calyx. And bract is usually, what do I say? As the flower gets modified, as we find the fruit, the bract usually disappears. But in some cases, the bract is present, that is persistent bract, but bract is usually shed off. Okay? Allotropous is only gymnosperms. No. Yes, Clepsella is the fruit. Yes, Clepsella is the fruit here. I didn't mention the fruits here. I think I missed a slide for fruits here somewhere. Okay, students, I will tell you about the fruits. Is the Clepsella. So, what is Cleps? It's a type of dry fruit. It's a type of dry fruit. It will open up and it will get what do I say? It's a type of fruit. It breaks open and it disappears. It's called mericarp. Each one is called as mericarp. It is a type of fruit which is divided into 2 pieces. It is called a splitting fruit. Splitting fruit which help in seed dispersal. Okay. See, this is the dandelions. That is the help in seed dispersal. Economic importance. The food. Some of the Asteraceae members are food, such as your leaves of your Lactunica sativa, which is used for your salad. That is your what do I say? I'm not finding the common name for it. Okay, I'll tell you the common name for this later on. Then you have Helianthus tuberosum, that is your sunflower. In Helianthus tuberosum, the stem gets fleshy as your food. The sunflower oil, the cooking oil which we use, the cooking oil for cooking purposes, that is your Helianthus oil, sunflower oil. Then medicinal properties is there, that is your Artemisia. Artemisia, from the roots of Artemisia, we extract this oil, and that oil is especially useful for your joint pains, any kind of joint griddles. The pain is there, right? They apply there. That is a medicinal property. That is the medicinal property. Yes, it was Clepsella is a different slide. Okay, I think I mentioned there. I thought I forgot the slide, but it is there. Here, fruit. I was wondering, I remember when I was making the notes, I make checkpoints. I make sure I have checkpoints, I make sure any point is not missing. The fruit is called as your Clepsella, and here is seed is again X albuminous, that is non-endospermic. non-endospermic. Clear? Yes, lettuce. The common name lettuce. Yes, it was the tip of my tongue, it was not coming out. It was tip of my tongue, it was not coming out. Lettuce. In salad, burgers. You eat McDonald's, right? When you go to McDonald's, we eat the burger. On top of the burger, they add one iceberg lettuce. Right? Iceberg lettuce. That is your lettuce. It was the tip of my tongue, it was not coming out. Okay. Next, last family for today. The last family for today, can we start? Can we start the last family for today? The Poaceae. First, we did the Fabaceae, Leguminosae in detail, done. Second we did was your Malvaceae chocolate family in detail, done. Then we did your Brassicaceae, Cruciferae in detail, done. Then we did Asteraceae in detail, done. Finally, we are at the end game, the last family in your syllabus, the new syllabus, that is the Poaceae. Can we start? Can we start? Everyone in the chat. The last family for today. I think I have to remove my glasses, my eyes are becoming blurry little. Can we start the last family for today? Can we start? Amazing. So students, the last part also, the inflorescence. The inflorescence is also amazing here. Amazing. You will fall in love with the inflorescence when I will draw it for you. That's the last part of the chapter. Sorry, families is your inflorescence of your graminae. Let's start the Poaceae or graminae. Now the first point. The first point in your graminae, the graminae is monocot. Every family till now, all the families till now was dicot. But the only family, I repeat again, the only family in your syllabus which is going to be monocot is your graminae. Okay, that's the first point. Now what about the distribution? We find graminae everywhere, especially your crop fields. In your crop fields we find maize, rice, jawar, wheat. Every single graminae belong to your graminae. That is your food crops such as your Triticum aestivum, wheat, Oryza sativa, that is your rice, Hordeum vulgaris, that is barley. Then we have Zea mays, that is maize. Then we have Sorghum vulgare, that is your millet or jawar ki roti they make. And then we have Avena sativa, oats. All these people who go to gym, like who keep eating oats also belong to your graminae. Yes, rice also belongs to your graminae. But do you know what is Saccharum officinarum? Saccharum officinarum is a scientific name for sugarcane. That's right, students. Sugarcane is actually a type of grass. Sugarcane is actually a type of grass. So, if I remember correctly, one more grass, which is the tallest grass. Can anyone in the chat tell me? Which is the tallest grass? Anyone in the chat who can tell me which is the tallest grass? First. Can anyone in the chat tell me which is the tallest grass? Your Saccharum officinarum is your sugarcane. Then the tallest grass which I'm telling you is bamboo. Bamboo is the tallest grass. The bamboo also belong to your graminae, that is monocots. What about the habitat? They are mostly biennial, annual or perennial in some cases. But all of you know this. Bamboo flowers only once in its lifetime. Which can up to grow up to 100 feet tall. Right? Bamboo can grow up to 100 feet tall. Right? Bamboos. Now what about the stem? The stem may be erect, prostrate or even creeping in some cases. Yes, some of the stems can be creeping in some cases here. And usually fistular. Now what is the meaning of fistular? Fistular is a pure botany term. The meaning of fistular is hollow stem. If you look at the stem of your maize, rice, the stem is usually hollow in nature. But it can also be solid. Example, is your sugar cane. When you eat the sugar cane, it is the inside stem. The stem is extremely solid there. The stem is extremely solid. Prem is asking me, how do we study all these botanical names? Then how I studied was I wrote down in a piece of paper and I stuck it on the wall. Because students, it will not only help for your exam, it will also help to show off. Honestly, I do this. When I go out with my friends, I tell them, do you know what is Zea mays? Do you know what is Solanum tuberosum? Do you know what is Solanum nigrum? Do you know what is Solanum melongene? That is brinjal. So this is how I show off as a botanist. This is how I show off in front of my friends. I keep asking them, do you know what is this plant? Do you know what is the scientific name? So it has an advantage. It has an advantage. So you'll also get used to this one by one. Okay. Now, the internodes are long. In the case of your grasses, if you look at the bamboo, all of you love bamboo. If you eat a bamboo, if all of you love bamboo, but all of you have eaten sugarcane, right? All of you eat on sugarcane on Sankranti, right? When Sankranti comes, you eat sugarcane. When the festival comes, you eat sugarcane. But if you look at the sugarcane, this part is extremely very hard to eat. There's one part which is very hard to eat, right? That is actually the nodal region, and which is the fleshy part which you eat, right? Nicely, which you eat. That is the internodal region. So in the case of your graminae, nodes and internodes, we can easily tell them apart. So we can easily tell them apart. It is internodes are long and nodes are conspicuous. Nodes and internodes, we can easily tell the difference here. Easily tell the difference here. Now, what about the grasses? In the case of grasses, in your vegetative propagation, the basic botany, all of us have heard about runners and suckers. So some of the families of the members of this family, graminae, they are runners and suckers, can also be developed. In this family, aerial stem. Now, all of you focus. Important point. Star statement here. This family, the aerial stem is commonly called as column. It is commonly called as what? Column. This is very important here. C-U-L-U-M, column. The aerial stem, the scientific name of the stem here is called as column. Very important point. Please underline this, highlight this. So do you know what I'm doing here everywhere? As I'm going through my slides, I am showing you what are important terms. What are the terms which you need to focus on. Okay? Which is usually tetrade, or that is cylindrical in nature. Cylindrical stem, and that aerial stem of your graminae is called as column. Clear? Amazing. Next concept, that is your leaves. So in the case of your monocot leaves, do you find parallel venation or reticulate venation? Fast. Everyone in the chat should tell me. In the case of your graminae, in the case of monocots, do you find parallel venation or do you find reticulate venation? Everyone in the chat should tell me right now. Everyone in the chat should tell me, do you find parallel venation or reticulate venation? In most of the members of this family, foliage leaves. What is the meaning of foliage leaves? Foliage means a common leaf, a basic leaf which can show your leaf blade and the lamina, midrib, everything is very visible very clearly. Okay, leaf that can easily be divided into two parts, sheath and leaf blade, that is the lamina, and they have parallel venation. Amazing. All of you know it is a parallel venation which you see here. So what next concept here? You have learned this in your leaf modification. All of you know this. The leafing sheath base. The leafing sheath base is observed in the case of your graminae. The internodal region. Right? In the nodal region, the stem is covered by completely. Right? In the nodal region, the stem is completely covered by or partially covered by a leaf base, that is called as leafing sheath base. Clear? The inner surface of the leaf is usually glabrous. If you look at the leaf of the maize, how many of you belong to village here? See, I come from a village. I know how these plants are. I have seen first hand all these plants. We grow rice, we grow barley, we grow jawar. When you look at the leaf of the graminae or any maize, do you find some type of grooves on top of it? If you find the leaf like this, have you noticed the grooves on top of it? The small grooves? Yes sir, we can find grooves here. But on the lower surface, usually on the lower surface, you can find smooth layer. We can find what? Smooth layer. While the upper surface is vigorously grooved, or either grooved or hairy. You can find even hairy stem here. You can find hairy stem here. That is your leaf. That is the leaf. Now students, let's understand the inflorescence. Ready for the inflorescence? Now, let me drink some water. All of you drink some water. Because now we have to focus now. The last concept for today. The last concept for today is going to be the inflorescence. And I'll teach you inflorescence. I will completely draw the inflorescence. In Poaceae, the inflorescence is very special. Inflorescence is very different. So ready for the inflorescence? Everyone, ready for the inflorescence? You like crazies ready? Students, this is the one part which I don't recommend reading. If you read this, whatever I have given here, you will not understand this. You might not understand this part. So I'm going to personally request, when you don't understand the inflorescence, please come back to this video. Please watch this part of this video repeatedly if you have a confusion on this part. Can we start? The inflorescence is very important. Let's start with the inflorescence. I want everyone to focus 100% of your brain. 100% concentration on this particular topic. Forget everything. Forget everything. Take a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper. Open your book. Write down. Till now, I've never told you to write down anything, because I know I'll give you notes. But this point right now, the inflorescence, please write down. I will give you 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Go find a book. Go find a piece of paper. Find a pen. And write with me. Draw with me. With me right now, all of you? Are all of you with me? Okay? Please follow me right now. I want every step I draw, every word I write, I want it in your book right now. I want that particular word in your book. Okay? Write down. All of you should write down this. Okay? Let me move this chair a little. Ready? Okay. So please focus the inflorescence. So how many of you seen the inflorescence? How many of you seen this inflorescence in the village when you travel in your buses, or if you look outside the window? When you look outside the window, you might have seen such inflorescence. You might have seen this type of inflorescence. When I say inflorescence, it is made up of many flowers. Yes sir, it is made up of many flowers. It is a inflorescence. The inflorescence in the case of your graminae is called as a spike. What is it called? Write down with me, all of you. Write down with me the inflorescence. The inflorescence in the case of your graminae is called as spike. First point. Okay, write down this. Both are same. Yes, both are same. Here, one is for your maize, one is for rice. That's all. Both are same. Okay, both are same. So write down this. First point is the inflorescence here is called as what? Spike. So let me draw the spike. Draw with me. Please draw the spike with me, all of you. Draw the spike also with me. Let me draw it for you one more time properly. Okay. This is the stalk of a spike. This is the stalk of a spike. We have structures like this on the spike. Please write down with me. This is the most crucial thing where so many students still don't understand. You watch so many videos, you will not be able to understand this clearly. Now this is the spike. See, I have drawn very rudimentary. This is the spike, right? So similar spike I have drawn here. Now from this spike, each one, this entire thing is a spike. entire thing is a spike. Now on this spike, each one, can you see each one here is called as a spikelet. Each one is called as what? Each one is called as a spikelet. Each one is called as a spikelet. Right now with me. Now from this spikelet, you will have some structures coming out like this. Some structures are coming out like this. If you notice here also, there will be some structures coming out like this outside. Those are called as awns. Those are called as what? Awn. They are called as what? Awn. The stalk, this one here, the central stalk. The central stalk here is called as rachis. It is called as what? Rachis. It is called as what? Rachis. The central stalk is called as what? Rachis. So the entire inflorescence is called as spike. The spike is made up of a central stalk called as rachis. The rachis is made up of individual spikelets. The individual spikelet has a separate out structure like this called as awn. Now let's focus. Let's focus on each spikelet. Let's focus. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on each of the spikelet. Ready? Let's focus on each spikelet now. Let's focus on each of the spikelet. When you open each spikelet, remember this is very condensed. This is very condensed. You cannot differentiate with the naked eye. You have to open it. You have to look at the microscope. Then you will be able to see the structure. If you open a spikelet, it will have a long stalk again. The spikelet will also have a stalk. 1 second, students. Let me draw it a little this side. Each spikelet will also have a stalk. Like this. Each spikelet will have a stalk. The stalk of a spikelet, listen to me very carefully. Stalk of a spikelet is called as rachula or racula. Rachula or racula. Write down with me. It is called as rachula or racula. This is actually the stalk of a spikelet. Stalk of a spikelet. Now this particular stalk has 4 different types of bracts. What does it have? It has 4 different types of bracts. Let me erase this here. I'll write here this side. It has 4 different types of bracts. The lower 2 bracts. The lower 2 bracts are called as glooms. The lower 2 bracts are called as what? Glooms. Right here. The lower 2 bracts are called as what? The lower 2 bracts are called as glooms. The lower 2 bracts are called as glooms. So this is your first bract. This is your second bract. Now can you see this is little lower, this is little above. So can I call this upper gloom? Can I call this upper gloom? And this is your lower gloom. This is your lower gloom. Upper gloom and lower gloom. Clear till now? Now I mentioned there are 4 bracts here. These are the lower bracts. And these lower bracts are unfortunately sterile in nature. They're unfortunately what? They're unfortunately sterile. So glooms are what? Glooms are sterile in nature. Glooms are completely sterile in nature. Now let's go to the above. Let's go to the up part. Let's go to the above bracts. In the up also we have 2 bracts. In above also we have 2 bracts. 1 bract upper again, 1 bract lower again. There is 1 bract on the top. This is the 3rd bract. This is the 4th bract. The bracts which are present on the top are fertile in nature. They're what? They are fertile in nature. They are fertile in nature, and these bracts are called as lemma. They are called as what? Lemma. These are called as what? They are called as lemma. And again, can I call this as upper lemma? And can I call this as lower lemma? Lower lemma. Yes, upper lemma and lower lemma. Now, apart from these two bracts, there is a other structure here. There's a other structure here. There's a other structure here called as palea. Listen to me very carefully now. There's a other structure here called as palea. Let me draw it in different color. A structure coming like this on top. The structure coming on top here. This side also. And is present on this side also. Now this structure here is called as palea. It is called as what? Palea. Palea. It's called as what? Palea. Now this is, I told you, it's called as lemma. Now this lemma has another name. The lemma is also called as or inferior palea. Inferior palea. Also called as what? Inferior palea. Clear till now? All of you follow with me? Peduncle rachis is for the leaf. No. It is present in the inflorescence also. It is present for the inflorescence also. Okay. This is called as rachilla. 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 This is called as glooms. Lower gloom, upper gloom. Then we have upper lemma, lower lemma. These are the four bracts, but these two bracts are sterile in nature. These two bracts are fertile in nature. The lemma is also called as inferior palea. Inferior palea. Inferior palea. This actually is the entire thing is spikelet. Now, where exactly are the flowers bud? If you open a spikelet, you will never see the flowers. They are very, very condensed. The flowers are actually present between. The flowers are actually present between the lemma and palea. Listen to me very carefully now. In between the lemma and palea, we have the flowers. This is your ovary. This is the stigma. Ovary. There is no style here. Style is very condensed. This is your ovary. This is the ovary, and this is the feathery stigma. This is the feathery stigma. This is the ovary and stigma, and this is actually a bisexual flower. Now, what is the meaning of bisexual flower? A flower which has both the sex organs. I drew the female sex organ here. So should I also draw male? Yes, sir. The male sex organ are also present here. Can you see here? This is your stamen. This is the stamen arising there. This is the stamen which is arising there. This is the flower which is present between lemma and palea. Between lemma and palea, your flower is present here. Now this particular flower has another special structure called as lodicules. Called as what? Lodicules. Called as lodicules. Here. Present here. Called as lodicules. Now what is this lodicules? Do you know what is perianth? Calyx and corolla. Right, perianth. This actually lodicules right here is a remnant of perianth. Before there was a perianth. Perianth got changed. It changed into the lodicules here. But what is the function of lodicule? Simple answer. If the lodicule is not present, if the lodicules are not present, the palea and lemma will completely cover the flower. The flower will never come out like this. To make sure the flower doesn't get compressed between the lemma and palea, lodicules keep open the flower. They help in to make sure that the palea and lemma do not crush the flower. Those are the lodicules. That is the function. Yes. These are very conspicuous, very inside. These are the lodicules. So this is bisexual in nature. This entire thing is called as what? Flowering unit. Entire thing is called as what? Flowering unit. And this entire thing, flowering unit, is also called as what? Spikelet. It's called as what? Spikelet. This is how a spikelet looks like. Yes, Prem, yes. Sir, it is very much understanding if you draw and teach students. If I draw and teach the entire 5 families, do you think we can cover it in 3 hours? Do you think we can cover the entire 5 families in 3 hours in one shot? Absolutely not. That's the reason I saved the most difficult problems to draw and teach. Okay? Clear? This is the flower. This is the spikelet. Now this entire thing, can you see this part here? This part here. That is palea plus lemma plus flower. This part here, only this part. That is actually called as floret. It is called as what? Floret. So lemma plus palea plus the flower is called as floret. Okay? Clear till now, students? Students, if you understand botany, if you like the way I teach, I want all of you to comment today. What is the good part? What is the bad part? I know what is the bad part because I teach a little fast. I know because I get very excited to teach botany so there's a love for botany. When someday all of you find a similar love for botany, right, you will get so excited to teach botany. Like it just comes out from inside. That's what botany does to you. That's how each and every plant is so fascinating. Each and every plant has so different hidden things which you cannot see with the naked eye. And that day you will realize botany is so good. Okay? Sir, yes, such small spikelet has such major, intricate design inside. That's the nature. That's the beauty of plants. All of you. I think that is over. So, see, students, if you read this part right, if you read the inflorescence now, so if you read this inflorescence right now, you will understand. Students, I will give you my notes. My notes will be with you. Please share my notes also, because I know there are so many students who still do not know where to study from the plant families. This is the most detailed notes you can find on the internet for all these plants, because I have taken it from a book. It's called as the Angiosperm Book of Botany, which we use for master students. I have taken information in that book, most detailed class just for all of you. So students, read this next time when you're reading the notes. See this diagram. Diagram might not be there in the notes. You need to draw it. That's why I asked you to draw this. Okay? And you will be clear with the families. I'll be clear with the families. Sir, Prem is asking once again, explain the spikelet. Okay? Let me give you a quick revision. Ready for quick revisions? I want big hearts, fire in the chat. I will do a quick revision of the entire spikelet again. Can we do that? Can we do a quick revision? Amazing revision. Can we start one revision? Quickly, I'll tell you entire spikelet once. So the inflorescence of your graminae is called as spike. This is your spike. So India's spike is made up of. The spike is made up of each individual spikelets. A spike is made up of individual spikelets, and then the stalk of the inflorescence here is called as of this particular is called as rachis. I know stalk of inflorescence is called as peduncle. Some of you will be commenting, but here in this case it's called as rachis. It's called as what? Rachis. It's called as what? Rachis. Now, can you see this particular structures protruding outside? They are called as awns. They are called as what? Awns. So awns will arise actually from this is a bract. This midrib of this bract will elongate like this. This midrib will elongate. That is called as what? Awns. Now, if you look at each spikelet, if you if you focus on each spikelet, this is what you get. Each spikelet has a stalk. The stalk of a spikelet is called as racula or rachula. It's called as what? Racula or rachula. Now each spikelet has 4 bracts. It has what? It has 4 bracts. We have 2 sterile bracts. We have 2 sterile bracts at the bottom called as glooms. Called as what? Glooms. 2 bracts at the bottom. They are sterile. And we have upper gloom and lower gloom. Then on the top of the spikelet, we have 2 fertile bracts. That's right, we have 2 fertile bracts called as what? Lemma, also called as inferior palea. Why inferior? Because it is below the palea. It is below the palea. So this is your palea on top, and bottom we have the lemma. In between the palea and lemma, we have the amazing bisexual flower. We have the amazing bisexual flower in the middle. If you look at the flower here, the flower will have the ovary, it will have the stigma, and stigma here is feathery. Remember that the stigma here is feathery stigma. And here we have another structure called as lodicules. We have a structure called here what? Lodicules. All bracts have awns? No. The only bracts will have awns here is the lemma. Only the lemma will have the awns. Yes, Ravindrani, I will make sure you get the questions. I'll make sure you get the questions for all these concepts. Okay? And students, there are no questions on the internet. I will make the questions for you, all of you. So that will take some time. So it will take some time. I have to sit down, look at the NEET PYQ pattern, and based on that pattern, I will make the questions for all of you. Okay? Now here we have the lodicules. Lodicules will make sure that the flower doesn't get completely compressed. The flower stays open between the palea and lemma. Clear? Clear, Prem? This is clear? I hope this concept is clear for all of you. The inflorescence of your graminae here in front of you in life. I hope that concept is clear. Pranav, I'll make the whole concept, don't worry. I will teach morphology of flowering plants very soon. After my basics of botany, the basic fundas of botany, I will teach you in basics very slow. And once that session is over, once everyone knows what exactly is botany, how you understand botany, you don't mug it up. That's when you will appreciate botany. Okay? Next concept. All of you know flower, I told you, sessile, there is no stalk for the flower. Each flower did not have stalk. But there was a main rachis, that is rachula is there. But each rachis, see, I'm talking about here, flower. This flower here, can you see, there is no stalk here. This is different. This is different completely. This here, this is the flower. This part is the flower. This does not have any rachis. So this does not have any stalk here. And there are presence of bracts. Bracts are represented by lemma and palea. Hermaphrodite, it is bisexual in nature. Zygomorphic and hypogynous ovary. Okay. Then we have perianth here. I told you the perianth is present, but perianth gets converted to lodicules. That's right. The perianth gets converted to the lodicules after that much. Okay. So sometimes it is absent or represented by lodicules, and that's the same lodicules which make sure that the flower doesn't, gets compressed between palea and lemma. Okay. Now androecium, usually there are 3 stamens. I drew it, remember? Here, we drew 3 stamens. Can you see 3 here I drew? 3 stamens. That's the androecium. Sometimes can be 6. In the case of your Oryza sativa, that is your rice, reduced to 2 or them. Stamens are free. Obviously, they are not fused. The stamens are free, and free stamen. I think someone was asking me, sir, what do you call a stamen if it is free? If the stamen is fused, it's called as adelphous. If the stamen is fused, it's called as adelphous. But if the stamen is completely free, it is called as polyandrous. It is called as what? Polyandrous condition. Long slender filaments, yes, we know. Now what about the gynoecium? Gynoecium here is 1 carpel, that is monocarpillary. Monocarpillary, single carpel. Though the pistil is tricarpillary, but even there is tricarpillary, only 1 is functional there in the case of your graminae. Superior ovary, single ovule, that is anatropous ovule is present. Style is short, usually 2, and stigma is what? 2 arising. I drew, remember the diagram, 2 stigma were arising, and they were feathery stigma. They were what? Feathery stigma. Feathery stigma. Maize, the style is long, and the placentation here is basal placentation. So students, in the case of Leguminosae, right? Leguminosae, please focus on the spikelet and spike. The questions will come from there only. Questions will come from there only. All this is just external things. Questions will come from there only. Okay? Clear, all of you? Next, that is the fruit. The fruit is called as Caryopsis. Caryopsis. Students, I'll teach you what is Caryopsis, what is legume, what is Clapsula, right? What is Mericarp. All of that is the basic botany. For now, you should remember it is Caryopsis. The seed is endospermic here. Remember, in the case of monocots, endosperm is present. Yes, it is albuminous. Pollination usually anemophily, or 90% of time it is self-pollination. It is self-pollination, or it is anemophily by wind. Floral diagram, zygomorphic, bisexual. What is this? Perianth, also called as what? Lodicules. Lodicules, 0 or 2. 2 lodicules were present. The reticular thing like this. 2 lodicules. Perianth. Androecium 3 are completely free nature, or 6. Gynoecium is superior, monocarpillary. Look at the floral diagram. Understand with the help of a floral diagram, all of you. Remember, if you really want to understand the family, remember the floral diagram. Okay? Remember the floral diagram. What about the floral formula? Can you see this is the lemma? This is the lemma. In the flower I'm talking, this is the lemma which is present at the bottom. Now this is your palea present on the front. Palea on top, lemma on the bottom. Now between the palea and lemma, we have the flower. So palea and lemma. Between the palea and lemma, we have the 2 lodicules. What do the lodicules do? Lodicules will make sure that do not get compressed. Then we have the anthers here. Anthers which are completely free. 3 anthers. Remember the diagram? 3 anthers. Then we have the monocarpillary superior ovary. Monocarpillary superior ovary. Here you see from this is the glumes racula. The stalk of the spikelet is called as racula. Leafing sheath base, lemma. Then we have the awns coming out of the lemma. See, this is the lodicules here. 2 lodicules will be present like this. This is how it actually looks like. 2 lodicules will be present between your, where? Between your palea and lemma. Feathery stigma, 3 different stamens. See, palea, lemma, and feathery stigma. Clear? All of you know the concepts now? All of you know the concepts? So students, this was the 5 families which is given you syllabus. But students, go to the, I repeat again, go right now in the description. Go to the description right now. If you want to take a picture, I'll move aside. Do you want to take a picture of this? Take a picture. I'm going to move aside, take a picture, write down, draw it, okay? If you go to the description right now, you will find DPPs for which chapter? Plant kingdom actually. So students, I wanted to teach you plant kingdom before. I wanted to teach you plant kingdom before, but I could not do it. But don't worry, plant kingdom is there. Questions are right now. Solve the questions for plant kingdom and you'll be set. Go on, link in the description. Please do this from my side today. That's the first request. Second request is go to the Telegram channel. There is quizzes every single day on Telegram channel. And next thing is this Sunday on this channel, if you will find on Telegram a link for a mock test. Go students, there is never enough of mock test. The more mock test you do, the more you get the feel of the exam, the more you will succeed. So write down the mock test every Sunday. Mock test. Do the mock test this Sunday. And then next one more thing which I have to tell you is thank you so much. Thank you so much for amazing the crowd which I got today. My Telegram channel, I'll tell you. Good night, Gautam. Telegram channel. What is my Telegram channel? Write down my name, Basavaraj Sir. You'll get my Telegram channel. And no, join Vedantu NEET English channel. On that Telegram channel, you'll find all the notes also. One more thing I have to mention. Oh, don't forget to comment. All of you, do not forget to comment down how the class was today. I know some of you, almost all of you, will be learning for the first time from me, right? All of you, first time, my students, right? So all of you, please stay consistent. Now, one more thing is, please stay consistent on this channel. I will make sure you learn every speck and dust of botany for your NEET examination. And in the process, I'll make you fall in love with the botany. That is my challenge to all of you. You will love botany more than zoology. You will love botany more than zoology from me. I will completely cover your syllabus, everything on YouTube. So students, free feel to comment down today. What do you want from me, from my side? What is the next chapter you want? So one more thing, remember, hashtag basic botany. Hashtag basic botany in the chat today. I want everyone to spam in the chat hashtag basic botany. Hashtag basic botany. Hashtag basic botany. And I will make sure I have one long session for you covering the entire basics of botany. Could be morpho, anatomy, physiology, cell division, right? Every single small important parts of botany I will be teaching you. Okay? Love from Karnataka. I am also from Karnataka. I am also from Bengaluru right now. Okay? So, thank you so much, students. Do not forget this. No, one more thing. Almost forgot this. 1 second, students. 1 second. Go to the description. 1 second, students. These are your comments. So, thank you all of you. Each and every one of you for this amazing class. So, I want all of you to do one thing right now. First thing is subscribe to the channel. This is something different. This is not my account. That's why it's not subscribed. But I have subscribed to my channel. Don't worry. So all of you, subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Do not forget to like the video. One more thing is, tomorrow, if you go to the description here, see here, week quiz. Go do the week quiz. Week quiz is here, right? Week quiz is here. Telegram sessions are here, right? Telegram sessions are here. Every single thing is here. So please go click on these links. You will find everything there on the YouTube, completely for free. Nothing we want to charge from you. Every single mock test series, DPPs, every single thing is free from my side. Every single thing is free. One more thing I want all of you to know is our Gopika ma'am will be taking class tomorrow. That is, if you go onto the live section, tomorrow at 7 p.m. sharp, Gopika ma'am will be, this is not tomorrow, wait, tomorrow's session is here. Here. If you go to the tomorrow session right now, Gopika ma'am session, cockroach and frog, tomorrow live at 7 p.m. Go on, students. Trust me, Gopika ma'am will teach you cockroach and frog like never before. How I covered botany, she will similar fashion. I know Gopika ma'am from many years. She will make sure every single point is covered for cockroach and botany. Then we have your yesterday's class. So if you have more watched basic math, Sir has done an amazing job. I was watching the session. So it's been years since I learned physics. I was watching Sir's session, amazing session. Go on, watch session. Then we have logic gates and molecular bases and basics of organic chemistry. That is basics of organic chemistry. Go on, students, watch every video. Be consistent on this channel. That's what we're asking from you. Nothing much. So go on. Tomorrow we have cockroach and frog. After that we have organic chemistry. Go on, like the video right now for this. Go on, like the video. And then we have our amazing Shreyas Sir. The amazing Shreyas Sir who is doing logic gates and devices, which is an amazing concept. Amazing concept. I will see you in the next class. Let me bring out my thank you slide, which I always do. Hashtag basic botany. Let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much, students. Thank you so much. Let me see the comments here. I cannot see comments there. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next class, which is going to be the basic botany. Let's go. Bye bye. Take care, all of you. Good night. Have an amazing night. One more thing, I will be providing notes. I know today's were a lot of notes, lot of information. I will be providing all the notes to you. One thing which you need to do is, from my side, please promise on this. Tomorrow morning, early morning, wake up early morning, read my notes tomorrow morning. Go on Telegram channel, read my notes and watch today's session one more time. You don't have to watch it in 2x because I speak fast. Watch today's session one more time and this families will be set in your mind. So I'll be providing notes. Tomorrow morning, read the notes and learn the plants families again one more time. Thank you, students. Bye bye. Take care, all of you.